The Rob Carson Show is presented by Chapter, Medicare Guidance Simplified.
Most interesting, informative, thought-provoking, and funny show in America. On air and on the World Wide Web. This is the Rob Carson Show.
The U.S. has announced a formal blockade of Iranian ports and coastal areas. This is illegal action. All vessels are advised to immediately return to port if leaving and discontinue transit to Iran if that is your next port of call.
Yeah.
Do not attempt to breach the blockade. Vessels will be boarded for interdiction and seizure, transiting to or from an Iranian port. Turn around and prepare to be boarded. If you do not comply with this blockade, we will use force. The whole of the United States Navy is ready to force compliance.
Yeah. I wouldn't F around and find out if I were you. Welcome to Thursday. Woo!
Well, your ships aren't allowed to go through. If you try, we will take out you.
Boom!
Iran, let me make this clear. Donald Trump is someone to fear. Navies to the left of you, destroyers to your right. You will be sunk in the Strait of Hormuz. Passage you should not even try.
Nope.
If you do, and surely you will die.
Cardboard Ayatollah.
The blockade is gonna stay. For your actions you are gonna pay. There'll be nothing left of you if you even try to pass through. Sunk in the Strait of Hormuz. Entry you shouldn't choose.
Come on.
You'll be sunk in the Strait of Hormuz.
There you go. That is Jim Gossett. Oh, my goodness. It's fantastic. Hello. How are you? You're doing good? I'm doing well. I'm doing very well. In a good mood. I'm rarely in a bad mood, I should say, But anyway, going to get a good mood today because, our forces are doing beautifully in Iran, and the S&P and the Dow are back to where they were before the conflict, and the price, the oil futures are down to $80. We're selling all sorts of oil left and right. The Democrat Party is in a shambles. They got Eric Swalwell as well. He's no longer in Congress. Where is Eric? Where is Eric? There's no here I am. He's just kind of disappeared. It's amazing. And they're doing a death spiral into the pits of hell, and Zoran Mondami is proposing all sorts of stupidity in the state of New York. Nan Hayworth is going to join us to talk about that. Oh, my God. It's like could you make people leave? Could you make successful people leave New York faster? We're going to get to that on the show. Michael Charbon on the show today, and the same damn thing has happened in Canada. So many people are coming to Canada. My God, you got these idiot Americans who go, I'm going to go to Canada because Donald Trump's the president, and they get up there and find out. I mean, it's a supreme suckfest from hell. I mean, it is a socialist suckfest from hell in Canada, and now people, literally millions leaving Canada to come to the United States and not go to California or New York, but actually go to Republican-run states because they're sane, and you can actually make a living. So there you go. A lot of great things happening, and even old Morning Joe, and you should have seen Mika sitting next to him, just fuming, like Yosemite Sam, when Bugs Bunny does something bad to him or whatever, like that. And old Morning Joe, he had to admit that the blockade's working.
They are actually very positive about the blockade.
Yeah.
They believe the dynamics have changed radically, and that Iran went from having time on their side to Iran now understanding they are going to have to eventually come to a deal.
Oh, but honestly, no, this has been a disastrous campaign. We are in the middle of a malaise. We are in a quagmire.
They're degraded radically when it comes to their military operations, and now they're really starting to feel the heat economically if the United States, they say, will continue the blockade.
Mika's like, you're going to sleep on the couch tonight, Joe. You're going to be sleeping on the couch tonight. Here's Scott Jennings. I swear to God, he is a vessel of sanity in a sea mined with stupidity. Here's Scott Jennings saying, the blockade is working great, but of course the idiots on the panel there. How do they have the what's her name? She's the host of the dang show, and she's a dimwit. They got the smartest guy right there as a panelist. He should be hosting the show. But here's Scott Besson trying to convince these idiots about the obvious, that we're kicking Iran's rear end.
That's a lot of months that Americans are going to have to deal with these higher prices. Well, we'll see what happens. I mean,
oh my God, why didn't you say anything when Joe Biden was the president? Why didn't you say anything when the friggin' groceries went through the ceiling? Why didn't you say anything when you couldn't buy paper towels and toilet paper? Why didn't you say anything when the price of a used car, doubled? I know this because I was selling cars at the time. Yeah, why didn't you do that then? Why didn't you say anything when the price of a house doubled? The average price of a house was $230,000 in America before Joe Biden's presidency. Went to $427,000, and interest rates tripled there, Gabby.
This blockade, I think, was a stroke of genius by the president, number one. Number two, a lot of people are coming to the United States to get oil and gas right now. Which
here comes the backhanded, oh, yeah, but whatever.
Is terrific for us here in our energy economy.
If you're an oil company.
It's terrific you're an oil company, getting all rich with an oil company. Well, an oil company actually fills your car with gas. They bust their butts to drill holes in the ground, and then through a miraculous refining process, turn it into a host of wonderful things, including your cell phones.
It's terrific for our energy economy.
And for some of you, your implants.
That's what Americans who work for oil companies. Americans.
Yeah, but it doesn't make a difference if you're pumping gas.
Oh, my God.
And number three,
they need a brain minesweeper in there.
Apparently, we're going to talk to these people again here. I think we've got them on their knees. They're losing hundreds of millions of dollars a day.
Is that why we're sending thousands of troops right now?
Yeah. Is that why we're sending thousands of troops right now? Oh my God!
Because we're letting them know. We're letting them know.
Scott,
time is up. Time is up.
Oh,
Scott,
my God.
We are sending thousands.
Oh, that's that David Hogg who was riding his bike to a school shooting, and then because he's such a radical leftist, they decided to make him the face of a movement, by the way. That's been, it's not a face plant.
The troops to Iran, that is not with them on their knees.
Well, no, they're not going to Iran. They're going to the region.
Well, we're sending them to the region.
Oh,
that's, either way, that's still not how
the blockade has their, I mean, they are economically paralyzed because of us right now.
Scott, let me ask you this question. Do you really believe that oil companies are just going to be like, you know what, now that this crisis is over, we're going to lower our prices and ensure that our profits decline significantly? I don't think they're going to...
Actually, that's exactly what will happen. David Hogg, how about you get some life experience and maybe a little bit of intelligence? I don't know if you can do anything about the intelligence, but certainly life experience would help. Dear God. Here is Donald Trump being asked by Maria Bartiromo about where the mission is right now.
I had to divert, because if I didn't do that, right now you would have Iran with a nuclear weapon. Mm-hmm. And if they had a nuclear weapon... Yeah,
they had enough for 10 or 11 of them, and they just flew a mission or a missile a couple thousand miles, could have hit Paris or London with a nuke.
You would be calling everybody over there, sir. And you don't
notice that they aren't complaining over in Europe anymore.
Want to do that.
Well, you keep saying was. Is this war over?
I think it's close to over, yeah. I mean, I view it as very close to over.
Yep.
You know what? If I pulled up stakes right now, it would take them 20 years to rebuild that country.
Yeah.
And we're not finished. Mm-mm. We'll see what happens. I think they want to make a deal very badly.
Yeah. We'll hopefully we'll get a nice regime change out of this. Scott Bessent is the Treasury Secretary. You know, did you realize that he's the first gay Treasury Secretary in the history of the United States? You know why that Donald Trump and Scott Bessent doesn't make a big deal out of it? Because it doesn't matter. Here's Scott Bessent talking about our economic bombing of Iran.
We have pushed out to them the request that we want to freeze more funds of the leadership of the IRGC and any members of Iranian leadership. We have told countries that if you are buying Iranian oil, that if Iranian money is sitting in your banks, we are now willing to apply secondary sanctions, which is a very stern measure. And the Iranians should know that this is going to be the financial equivalent of what we saw in the kinetic activities.
Like a boss, thank you very much. Like a boss. That's what we're doing. We're handling them like a boss. This is one of the most brilliant military tactical moves in the history of the world. We killed the Ayatollah, then we made the second Ayatollah, the gay one, into a cardboard cutout. We sunk their dang navy. All of their entire navy is at the bottom of the the ocean, and great scuba destinations coming very soon. And we destroyed their missile capability. They can't get their missile up, and no amount of medication is going to happen with that. We've wiped out a series of leadership there. The public is going after the IRCG. All they need now is internet, and they're talking to Elon Musk about Starlink for everybody. That will ensure that the government is completely overthrown. overthrown. So there is that. Donald Trump was asked by Maria Bartiromo, I guess the EU, which has abandoned us, and Donald Trump, I'm hearing, I'm going to talk to Michael Charbon about this, and I made jokes about this because a couple of years ago I went to the Newsmax Christmas party at the UN, and I said I wanted to tour, where my condo will be, and I thought that maybe Burkina Faso, their little office there, I could make that into an apartment. When Donald Trump buys the United Nations and converts it into condos. That said, we saw that the EU abandoned us, and then after it was very clear that we had just crushed the Iranian military-industrial complex, Keir Starmer said, "We'll send one of our carriers or whatever, your destroyer. It's a destroyer to help out." And Trump's like, I think it's a little too late for that. And now Maria Bartiromo says the EU wants to open the Straits of Hormuz that we just opened.
Did you see Europe is now drafting a program and plan to open up the Hormuz Strait without the United States?
That's so sad.
Sure.
We're doing it now. By the way,
Good luck.
It's opening. The ships are coming back and forth.
Yeah.
Oh, without the United States. It just shows you, how can you have a country, how can you have a group of countries with that attitude? Look at Greenland. Yeah. We should have Greenland to protect the world against Russia and China. This country should not be paying trillions of dollars to NATO.
100%. They are fair weather friends, to say the least. All right, we got a lot of this coming up. We got a lot of stuff on Eric Swalwell as well. We got a lot of stuff on New York and California. Your calls are welcome at 800-922-6680. This is the Rob Carson Show. Hey guys, it's Carson. If you are on Medicare or about to be, you could be overpaying right now and never know it. Here's why. Millions of seniors are in a plan that doesn't fit their needs. Because Medicare is complicated, many brokers just steer people into plans that pay them the most. That's absurd. That is so absurd, I decided to write a little slogan for it. Medicare sure ain't fair, and choosing a plan is a bear. Pick a plan with a broker if you dare, and you might end up with a scare. Okay, listen, it's a little rough. You need to know about Chapter. They're the only national advisor that looks at every plan in the country, matches your doctors, your prescriptions, and your situation to a plan that fits your needs. With Chapter, you'll see what a plan actually costs when you need it, not just the $0 some plans advertise. Your doctors are covered and your prescriptions are too. You'll have confidence you have the coverage you need. A call with Chapter is free, takes about 20 minutes. If you're turning 65 or already on Medicare, call 27 Medicare. Again, that's 27 MEDICARE. Call 27 Medicare today.
Two girls that Swalwell groped before. They say there's 50, maybe more. It's a sordid tale. Eric should be in jail for all the girls he groped before. It finally forced his resignation. He left the Congress in disgrace. And now we have an explanation why female staffers carried mace. To all the girls that he attacked, and to the women who fought back, Swalwell needs to pay. Arrest Eric today for all the girls that he attacked. To all the years that he should serve, a prison stay he does deserve.
This fall, you're invited to experience Washington, D.C. in a truly unforgettable way with me, Rob Carson, and other Newsmax listeners. Imagine strolling through our nation's capital as America celebrates 250 years and seeing history come alive with an expert guide. Together, we'll tour the White House Visitor Center, step into the halls of democracy with a guided tour of the U.S. Capitol building, visit Arlington National Cemetery and the changing of the guard, stand in awe before the towering figure of President Abraham Lincoln, and take in the beauty of D.C.'s legendary memorials with a special nighttime illumination tour. Our adventure includes premium hotel accommodations for 4 nights in the heart of D.C., in addition to 6 meals, ground transportation guides, and gratuities. Space is limited, so don't wait. Visit travelwithrob.net to book your D.C. getaway today, or give our friends at Cruise and Tour a call at 800-383-3131. That's 800-383-3131, or travelwithrob.net.
The Rob Carson Show podcast is everywhere. Go to newsmax.com/listen for details.
With an elementary school understanding of foreign policy, could have told you the Strait of Hormuz was going to get shut down, and that is exactly
And who controls it right now? Who controls the
why are gas prices so high then?
Why were they high during Biden's administration? Did you like that?
It wasn't because of a because of a geopolitical
here's the deal.
fumble.
It wasn't because of a geopolitical fumble. Oh my God!
You're using last week's talking points, David. We control the Strait. We are in charge of this conflict right now.
Anybody with
wow, unbelievable! That's Scott Jennings again. Swimming through a minefield of stupidity on CNN. With David Hogg. I mean, go through puberty and then come back, and we'll consider adding you to the lineup. My God. I mean, honestly, it's easy pickings for Scott Jennings. Listen, I don't know. I'm thinking if I was Scott Jennings, I would start drinking again. It's so stupid. And they're so easy to win. It's amazing what happens at a certain age in your life, and then also, you get acquired knowledge and common sense and all of this, and it all comes together, and then it's just easy pickings because the Democrat Party is morally and intellectually bankrupt, and when you're intellectually bankrupt, you can't win an argument because you're wrong. That's the thing. You can't win an argument when you're wrong. So there you go. Here's Scott Bessent and Donald Trump. Apparently, Chairman Xi, even though we were the disaster in Iran that we're winning, and oil futures are down at $80 a gallon, and the price of gas is going to plummet. David Hogg, of course, you wouldn't know that because you ride an electric scooter everywhere you go. But apparently, old Chairman Xi, he's coming hat in hand to Donald Trump.
2 Chinese banks received letters from the U.S. Treasury. I'm not going to identify the banks, but we told them that if we can prove that there is Iranian money flowing through your accounts, then we are willing to put on secondary sanctions.
Uh-oh.
He's somebody that needs oil. We don't. He's somebody I get along with very well. He just wrote me a beautiful letter.
Yeah.
He wrote you a letter?
Yeah, he did. He responded to a letter that I wrote because I had heard that China is giving weapons to, you're seeing it all over the place, to Iran. That China's
Did he
giving
say he's
weapons.
giving them?
Yeah, and I wrote him a letter asking him not to do that.
Yep.
And he wrote me a letter saying that essentially he's not doing that.
There you go. It's nice. They had a nice little letter. That letter there. That's kind of cool. Writing a letter. Okay. Okay. Cool. It's good to be the king. There you go. But no kings. We don't have kings. I know, but Donald Trump it's good to be the king. In that fashion, if you know what I'm saying when I say it's good to be the king, it means you're in charge. It means you're in charge, even though all the haters make up bullcrap about you. Hey, he needs a 25th Amendment. For what? For kicking butt? I mean, honestly, really. Oh, yeah. An insane person would complete the most successful military mission, taking down an evil regime that's waged war on the entire world for 47 years, and he did it in 7 weeks when he actually let the military do what they do, gave them the money they needed. Oh, and then in the same week, NASA flew around the friggin' moon, even though NASA was left for dead by Democrats. Oh, he's crazy. He's nuts. He should be removed. You just can't stand the fact that he's kicking butt, and you're watching your party just fall into the pits of hell. And your voters are leaving too. They really are, There are a few patriotic Democrats who are friggin' embarrassed by this party. Embarrassed by this party. And the Swalwell thing is the latest thing. There's a guy named Harvey Lipman. I believe he was talking to Jesse Waters last night about Iran being on the verge of collapse.
Doesn't matter who the leadership is. They're on the verge of collapse. We don't see that. They don't allow the media in.
That is not what Democrats are saying. They're saying it is a quagmire and a disaster.
To explore. But they have huge unemployment. By the way, when all the people went out into the streets for economic reasons and the protests, there was 40% inflation. Now it's 180%.
Uh-oh.
Millions of people are unemployed, and they're...
Yeah, but Donald Trump has caused inflation to go up in our... No, it's flat, other than fuel costs, and it hasn't trickled down into the consumer goods like groceries.
Currency is down by 98% from 2019. They're on the verge of collapse. So whoever is in charge in Iran knows that...
That does not sound like a quagmire.
In a very short time, within a matter of days or weeks, their country is going to be broken.
Do you think you're going to have a revolution?
Well, you have the best chances for it now, and I think it's likely. And I also hope that President Trump gets Starlink into Iran, because the people can communicate. Iran shut down their internet, which costs them $50 million a day. It's been down for 49 days. Their economy is also being hurt by it.
Yeah, there you go. So as soon as they get the Starlink, then they can start doing the coordinated attacks to kill all those IRCG members. And freedom will return to Iran, which the Democrats can't stand. They'd rather have people live in slavery and bondage and women be murdered for showing their hair, and homosexuals thrown off the buildings for being homosexual, except if you're the gay Ayatollah who's made of cardboard. There you go. So there is that. And then over on whatever is this? Is it CNN that Christian Amanpour is? And Marjorie Taylor Greene, who I used to kind of respect, but not anymore. She's talking about the 25th Amendment because I guess you got to be crazy to be as successful as Donald Trump.
Those official routes is to sort of remove a president if they're deemed unfit to be able to carry.
Hey, Christian, if you're a reporter, why the hell would you do that when he's doing such a great job and he's not crazy?
Out their duties. Do you believe that now?
Yes, I really think that his mental capacity needs to be examined.
Really?
Rhetoric has been shocking to many Americans and people around the world.
No, not at all.
This is a war that many Americans, especially...
shocking rhetoric certainly means you're crazy.
Younger generations, who I side with most of the time, do not support. We made campaign promises in 2024 to the American people. No more foreign wars. No more foreign regime change. And to put...
How about no more nukes for Iran?
America as our focus. That means the American people and our economy and our future, really. And however, we've seen a drastic change here.
I'm thinking OnlyFans page in the near future.
Call this war an unprovoked war. And President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu engaged this war against Iran. There's not been a single bomb fall on America. And yet here we are spending nearly $2 billion a day. Yes, I do think that it should be discussed, although it's very unlikely the 25th Amendment will be used.
Oh my God, is that oblivion over there that you're fading into? Yeah, you're fading into oblivion, Marjorie Taylor Greene, honestly. And you deserve it too, because you're a dimwit, not a very intelligent person, and you're over. And you're over. Go work out throwing some tractor tires or something. That's what you do. All right, so Michael Charbon is going to join us next. A lot of people leaving Canada for the United States. Liberals going to Canada from the United States because Donald Trump is the president, finding out it sucks. Canada's leaving Canada because it sucks. That's coming up. Don't go anywhere. Hey guys, it's Rob Carson for Relief Factor. There's a reason why at my age I can still crush it at the gym, carry an armchair by myself, or do any home improvement project without pain during or after, and that's Relief Factor. When it comes to supplements, the two things that matter most, it works and you trust it. Relief Factor was created by a combat wounded Vietnam veteran. He decided to become a doctor simply to help people, to heal them. If pain is holding you back, find out why so many people, including me, make Relief Factor a part of their daily routine. Try the 3-week quick start today. Go to relieffactor.com. That's relieffactor.com, or call 800-4RELIEF. That's 800-4RELIEF for Relief Factor.
She's caught in a trap, and now she's out. Trump was right to fire you, Pam Bondi. We've not seen one arrest. It seems what you do best is protecting crooks such as John Brennan. Couldn't go on forever with suspicious lies, and nobody was buying your phony alibis. Epstein's client list you said did not exist, contradicting everything you told us. You really changed your tune. Only a buffoon would not suspect that something's fishy. No one has been indicted. You didn't even try. So hit the road, Pam Bondi. Time to say goodbye.
Hey guys, it's Rob Carson for Ethos. I've worked very hard to get where I am today. I want the best for my kids. Both of my kids got kind of kicked in the teeth from COVID protocols. My son missed 2 years of college, my daughter high school. A good deal of their lives will be spent making up for time away from classes and friends. When I'm gone, I want them to be able to live a great life and have kids. That's why I have life insurance. This is why you need to purchase life insurance from Ethos. Ethos helps provide financial security. Ethos protects your loved ones. In as little as 10 minutes, you can have life insurance. For me, it was almost instant. All you have to do is answer a few health questions online to get the ball rolling. Protect your family with life insurance from Ethos. Get up to $3 million in coverage in as little as 10 minutes. Go to ethos.com/Newsmax. That's the code, ethos.com/Newsmax. Application times and rates may vary. That's ethos.com/Newsmax. Hey guys, it's Carson. I just got a ghost bed. Yeah, no, pay attention here, because I've been sleeping on a foam mattress since I moved to the Washington, D.C. area, which is like sleeping on the sponge in your sink. Ghost Bed doesn't build mattresses like furniture. They build engineered sleep systems. Their beds are serious health equipment. Beds designed for relief and recovery, not looks, not fluff. Your body should be healing while you sleep, not fighting for comfort. I have been sleeping past 7 in the morning on my Ghost Bed. It's unbelievable. If you wake up stiff, you toss and turn, if you sleep hot, even reaching for a pain reliever before bed, hoping tonight will be different, that's not aging. It's your mattress talking. Another great thing I love about Ghost Bed, you get 101 nights to try it at home. If you don't like the difference, you can send it back risk-free. Ghost Bed is offering my audience their lowest prices of the season, plus an extra 10% off. Go to ghostbed.com/Carson. Use promo code Carson. That's ghostbed.com/Carson. Promo code Carson. You are going to love your new Ghost Bed.
Oh, beauty, go.
Take off to the great white north. Take off. It's a beauty way to go. Take off to the great white north.
Yes, Yes, it is Thursday, and it is about 12:35 Eastern Standard Time, which means the new benchmark on this radio program. Michael Charbon joins us on the Newsmax hotline from Canada. How are you, my friend?
You know, Rob, it's a pleasure to join you and your syndicated radio network, folks, and also streaming live on the Newsmax app.
No, you forgot to mention that also. Top 10 news and commentary podcast in America. Thank you very much.
I saw that release, and I thought, way to go. And you know what, Rob?
Well, you saw it because I sent it to you.
Of course you did. I read a poem.
What?
That really made me think of you, Rob. Are you ready?
Is it the Nantucket one? I don't want to hear the Nantucket one.
No.
Okay, what is it?
Just hold on to your seat and for goodness sake. You got a new bed. That's all I keep hearing about.
Oh, yes, my ghost bed. It'll haunt you the rest of your life.
I swear to God, do you eat in bed, Rob? I mean, honestly.
Brother, I would never have to have another woman in my life. I eat in my ghost bed. I wouldn't need anything else.
My poem.
Give me the poem.
Yes. Ready?
Yes.
After Fang, he stuck his wang in someone's fang for unwanted bang. And they said, wait a dang. And they went to the DA and sang and sang.
There you go. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Nice.
You're not impressed at all. Come on.
Well, no.
Okay.
Keep doing what you're doing. Okay. Forget poetry. It ain't gonna work. Ain't gonna pay the bills. Ain't gonna. So where is old Swalwell? Where is Swalwell? He just disappeared, man. He was the attack dog of the Democrats. He was going to win the governor's race in California. Wow.
Well, I just think it's really interesting how Nancy Pelosi, who is the conductor of all things that are Democrats and holds everybody by their fang, realizes that fang was a reality a long time ago and just dusted that. Can you imagine the control that she would have over him? Basically, it's some sort of a Democratic blackmail. I'm telling you, there's going to be more stuff coming out. I know someone in L.A., and they're talking about there's one other thing that's going to come out that's going to be even more devastating.
Wow. Well, he was fine being a congressman, being an attack dog, but when he decided to go rogue and run for governor of the state of California, they decided to kill him. And they also recognized that he was in third place there. He would never be in first place. The only way to possibly get a Democrat because two are going to run for governor. The top two candidates will run for governor. They were going to be Republicans, and they wanted to get a Democrat. Although, I mean, the field is terrible on the Democrat side.
Oh, well, Steve Hilton's going to win. Steve Hilton's to talk sense.
I hope so.
I mean, Karen Porker, I can't believe that woman after all that stuff and mashed potatoes. I mean, how can you actually put yourself up to be voted for? I mean,
it is so ironic because her body is shaped like a potato. Potato with legs. I want to play something for you, Michael. There's a guy named Peter St. Ange who I've been following on Twitter, and he had a few thoughts about Canada and your economy. I want you to hear this. I think it's amazing.
A new study finds nearly half of the most productive Canadians are fleeing to the United States, even as third-world migrants now make up 98% of Canada's population growth. Canada is scooping up the gravel and sending the gems to America. The data comes from the Bank of Canada, Canada's Federal Reserve, who reports 40% of Canadians who would rank in the top 10% of earnings have already left to the U.S.
Wow. I mean, this is what's happening in New York. This is what's happening in New York, and what you guys are getting from us, a bunch of idiots who just are leaving the country because they don't like Donald Trump winning the election. So you guys are losing your most valuable and your taxpayers, which is what's happening to New York, and it's going to hurt bad. Do you know a lot about this?
Well, we're already hurting, Rob.
I know.
But here, let's understand that the American dream, America pays good money for quality people. It is the American dream. If you speak English properly, you're educated, you can present yourself well, and you've got a talent and a skill that is needed, and you're exceptional, the most amount of money you can make is working in the United States of God bless America.
I know, bud.
So, I mean, that doesn't, the only drawback is, if you're not making high dollars and you go to the States, you're paying more for medical insurance. Then you can look at the social services and free Medicare here in Canada. which kind of alleviates the leverage. But
well, no, listen, Michael, you're wrong. All you got to do is sneak across the border illegally, and you'll get health care. Boom, like that, man.
Well, I heard I could get my breast implants in California. I was thinking about that the other day, but I kind of shied away with it. I mean,
Michael, you could move here and open up a Leering Center.
Yeah, there's yeah, well, so here's the problem.
What?
You guys just had tax day. You want to talk about taxes?
I know. Well, listen, I'm getting it worse than the cardboard Ayatollah, by the way.
Yeah, but you can listen. The refunds are great in the States.
Yeah, they are.
Cardboard Carson will call you from now on. the average refund in the States now is up 24% over the last 4 years. Now with this no tax on tips and overtime and all the rest of that, Americans are going to see a real increase in the money coming back to them.
Yeah.
But in contrast, in Canada, like our tax day is April 30th, 15 days after you. We got like a 2% increase in federal excise on the worst thing ever. Beer, wine, and alcohol.
Wow.
And then we have an industrial carbon tax, 16%. And then here's to add a little bit of vinegar to your wound, your tax wound.
Yes.
Bernie's getting a raise of $17,000, and the average politician in Canada is getting an $8,000 raise.
Wow.
This is where 2.1 million Canadians go to a food bank every single month, and we're over 7% unemployment.
Well, yeah, and this is exactly what's happening. This is exactly what's happening in New York City. New York City, did you hear about what they're doing now? They're going to put a surcharge on people who buy high-dollar apartments and don't live there full-time. So this means all the billionaires who buy these $200 million apartments at the top of these buildings are going to say, screw it, I'm out of here. That's their solution. They think they're going to make $500 million doing this. Kathy Hochul is down with it as well. I mean, of all the stupid crap you could do, it's the same thing that Canada is doing to successful people up there, punishing them for success. But this is just the icing on the cake.
The thing I love the best is Mondani wants to spend $70 million on one free grocery store, and the general grocery vendors will open 50 grocery stores for the same amount of money.
Yeah.
And you look at how successful those government grocery stores are in Cuba, Venezuela, Russia.
I know.
Bolivia. They're doing wonderful. You can't buy anything. The shelves are empty. I mean, give me a break.
Yeah,
but
it's
good for him.
This is what happens when you have man children who have no life experience. It's like giving a first grader a key to the bus and telling the bus driver to take the day off. I mean, honestly, just driving right up a cliff. I swear to God. Let's take a break and come back. More with Michael Charbon, the host of the Charbon Report, Michael A. Charbon on Twitter. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show. Followers on Truth Period. That person is Donald Trump.
These are doctors, engineers, scientists, finance, tech, the exact fields where there is a shortage in Canada. It brings Canadians living in the U.S. to 1.1 million. That's equivalent to 10 million Americans living in Canada. So a Canadian is now 59 times more likely to live in the U.S. than an American in Canada. Another recent study found 2/3 of Canadian grad students plan to leave Canada, pocketing their taxpayer-subsidized education. 10 years ago, that was 1 in 5. Last one out, turn in the toque.
Wow, turn in the toque. That is Peter Zayonch talking about Canada and how grad students are leaving the country. Man, brother, that is... I'm just hoping that, I don't know what's going to happen, dude. What's going to happen? When is Poilievre going to be the prime minister? When is he going to be able to turn this around? Or are you going to continue down this path until your demise?
So there won't be a demise, but I will say this.
It's pretty close.
Mark Carney just pulled a really big coup in Canada. He was, a year ago, he was elected in a minority government, meaning that he didn't have enough votes. If the Liberals only voted for something to pass it, there would be a vote of non-confidence and an immediate election. What's happened in the last couple of weeks is there have been 5 people, 4 of them conservatives, 1 of them from the NDP, and a couple of by-elections have crossed the floor, meaning that the Liberals now have a majority, and we've got them for the next 3 years.
Wow.
That's how liberalism works.
Well,
backdoor politics. You ran as a conservative.
Yep.
The people voted for you, and you get in all of a sudden, okay, changing teams, playing for the other side.
That sounds exactly like Virginia with Abigail Scamberger, the insane cat lady who is running the state over here. And I've got to tell you, this is... It's gonna lose sooner or later, Michael, and I am sorry for the suffering of hardworking Canadians who are intelligent. How about Alberta? What's going on with their withdrawal from the union?
So it's not going to be a withdrawal. They basically.
Oh, is it going to be a pullout?
No, no, it's just like a train. It always pulls out just in time.
Yes,
so
yes.
The whole point there is they're using the Trump syndrome. You use threats and all kinds of action to try and get Ottawa to respect you more. Ottawa realizes that Alberta people are a little upset, but they're not going to pull away because they're not going to be allowed to leave Canada. All that does is allow for the option to put it on the ballot. That doesn't mean that they're leaving. And I think Albertans realize that being part of Canada is much better than not, but that they need a better shake from
I'm trying to figure out why. Why in the hell is it better to be a part of Canada as Alberta?
Well, because, listen,
seriously? You got half of your friggin' people leaving your country to come here.
Yeah, but you know what? They always come back to Canada.
Yeah, sure.
As I said before,
to experience physician-assisted suicide?
Yeah, well, you know, there was to date. There's been over 100,000 people who have utilized that. It's called MAID.
I hope they're all Democrats.
I will tell you, I know one person personally, for a very personal contact, who's had 2 articles done on her on the New York Times. And it is a serious consideration to be able to make that decision where you don't want the disease to end your life. You want to end it on your own.
And there's also a good deal of misleading up there where the government is going, I don't know, it's going to be a little expensive to keep you alive, so why don't you just go ahead and commit suicide? I just saw a video about that online. Let's move on to something a little cheerier. I mean, while I could talk about suicide all day for laughs, my God. You mentioned in your notes you sent me, when Trump pulls out of the United Nations, will UN headquarters in New York become the new Trump Tower? I was at the Newsmax Christmas party 2 years ago, and I said, this is going to make great condos. And I went and looked at Burkina Faso, and I said, that's going to be my little space right there.
Dude, do you realize, so like the UN building is like 405 East 45th Street.
Oh.
It's like right on the East River near Manhattan. It's got 18 acres.
I know.
I figure it's worth $1 trillion.
Oh, yeah.
That's almost as Mar-a-Lago. That may be just a swap. Can you imagine the condos, no obstructed view? Everybody walks by with all the flags and goes, Ooh, Rob Carson lives in the UN building. Ooh.
Yeah, I actually might end up cleaning the rooms. I would never own one. So,
I don't know, man. I mean, the ineffectiveness of the UN of backing up something, a rogue regime with 47 years, and everybody slide away because of the problem of internal Islamification. That's why.
Yeah.
That's the truth that nobody wants to say, Rob.
100%. What did you think about the Pope? The Are you Catholic?
What, my religion? I believe in a higher being of God. I'm not an atheist. But I believe that our country was established on the Judeo-Christian society, so I'm not... God could be a male, female, I don't know what...
Be non-binary?
I believe in a higher being, and I respect my fellow human, but I don't think I'm Catholic, but I'm not...
What did you think of Donald Trump? What did you think about Donald Trump trolling the Pope?
I don't think that's advisable. I don't think that's a smart thing to do because he needs the religious right for the vote in the interns. I don't think the picture that he tweeted out was smart either. The unfortunate reality is people look at that and it's like picking fly poop out of pepper. Oh, look, he thinks he's Christ. Oh, look, he's hitting the
Meanwhile, Newsweek and other magazines had Barack Obama as Christ on their covers. So I'm going to have to agree to disagree with you on this one, Michael Charbon.
Yeah, I just don't think it just doesn't make sense when we're so close to the primaries, and we have to be able to...
It's 7 months off. It'll be forgotten. It'll be yesterday. It's already yesterday's news. It already is. It already is.
These elections coming up in November are critical because otherwise Trump's move will be stymied.
Yep.
The economy has to come back. Gas has to go down.
It's going already down. The oil futures are down to $80 already.
Yeah.
So. Oh, by the way, one other thing you mentioned to me. You said, explain to me, why would anyone buy a BMW, a Porsche, where America has the Corvette? Listen, brother, the Corvette is the finest performance car for the money in the friggin' world. And I would love to have one of those with the mid-engine. Oh, my God.
Dude, 6.2 liters, 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds.
I know.
And you look at a Ferrari that's like 400, 500,000, 0 to 60, 3.5 to 2. That is the car of my dreams.
I know,
I am going to have a 2-liter V8 Corvette probably between 2024 and 2025. I'll get it with a couple of miles used. That's my dream car.
You do that. We'll get you there. We'll get you there, my brother. Hey, where can everybody find your online presence real quick?
Rob, thanks. On YouTube at Michael A. Charbon or The Charbon Report, michaelacharbon.com every Sunday at 11:50 on Newsmax, and with the pleasure of being on the Rob Carson Show on Thursdays. Rob, thanks
for
having me.
High power bless you, by the way. Thanks. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show. High power bless you. Oh, my gosh. Hello, guys. How are you? That was fun, wasn't it? It was a lot of fun. Obama the Messiah. Yeah, how many times they compare Obama to Christ, and they would put their hands in an O about... Frickin'. You know what? Catholics generally are not as anal retentive as atheists. So there you go. The Corvette is the mid-engine Corvette. Oh, my God. They got a blue one. I'd love to have one. Oh, my God. Maybe someday. I don't know. You know, I like my Bronco. You know, I'm not sure how much I would drive the Corvette, you know, but it's nice to dream. And, you know, I'm not all in. You know, I guess the problem I have with the Corvette is why would you have a 200-mile-an-hour car when you're going to lose your license for going over 100? So, unless you're driving down in Montana where they don't have a speed limit. Some places don't. Oh, my goodness. Who's all watching here today? Lots of you. I'm coming up to Rehoboth this weekend, by the way. Dookie Bear and proud to be a Jew. You were talking about the Corvette there. Jagri, Carsonite cleaning service. Yeah. I'll be like merry men instead of merry maids cleaning out the offices at the United Nations. No, I'm gonna be money. Dude, we're top 10 in the country. Political commentary podcast. Number 42 in news and number 250 overall. It's growing. It's growing. Yeah, I know it's not a winter car. Of course, a Corvette's not a winter car. Dear God, Corvette you can get in fully loaded, $120, $150. But you can get a nice used one, 80 and under. And like an early 2000s, you can get for 25, 30. So, and they're still nice cars. They're still nice cars. Time for me to talk. It's time for me to talk.
About 250.
It is the Rob Carson Show. Great to have Michael Charbon on the show, regular feature on the radio program. Coming up next hour, lots on the Eric Swalwell. Rob Finnerty on Newsmax had a freaking brilliant commentary on Newsmax on the double standard of Eric Swalwell versus Donald Trump, who, by the way, or Kavanaugh, Justice Kavanaugh, who everybody was convinced is a rapist, even though Christine Blasey Ford, who's kind of nuts, 35 years ago went to a fraternity party and something maybe happened that didn't happen and she didn't even know the year. And then Donald Trump had this crazy woman in New York say that he molested her in a dressing room, didn't know the year, had no witnesses, the whole deal. So, it's a double standard, and now we're finding corroborating information about the hotel where he supposedly committed one of these rapes. And it turns out campaign was money was spent on the hotel, same dates and everything that one of his victims said. So he is toast, baby. He is toast. He needs to go to jail for a very long time. Have you signed up for the Learn and Earn event on Birch Gold? Have you done that yet? If you want to learn about precious metals, you can learn about them. Then, if you want to cash in and you want to buy some gold or silver, they will give you incredible deals on it, free silver and whatnot. So here's what you got to do: you got to get signed up for this. If you're tentative about investing in gold, you're dipping your toes into it. This is the best way to do it. And this, I don't think anything could say a company is less high pressure than say, "Hey, let's teach you about it before you pull the trigger." So just text my name Rob to 989898, and you're going to get signed up. It's only going to the end of the month, and it's already the 16th. You got 2 weeks, people. 2 weeks. So text my name Rob to 989898 for Birch Gold. And if you don't want to do the Learn and Earn, and you just want to pull the trigger or even just learn a little bit more, again, text my name Rob to 989898. With regard to Birch Gold, a proud sponsor of the show. We really appreciate them very much. They are absolutely awesome. All right, so on the way, Democrats, it is absurd to think they didn't know that Eric Swalwell was a scumbag. Also, a big decision against Judge Boasberg trying to C-block Donald Trump from deporting illegal criminals, among other things. All of that coming up. New comedy from Jim Gossett as well on the other side of the break. This is The Rob Carson Show.
No blind rhetoric.
No talking down to me.
Don't tell me how to think.
Don't tell me how to think. Don't tell me how to think.
I trust Newsmax. Newsmax.
They don't tell me how to think. They let me decide.
Real news for real people.
to hear the most interesting, informative, thought-provoking, and funny show in America. On air and on the World Wide Web. This is the Rob Carson Show.
This is the Rob Carson Show on it's already, Thursday? Holy hell. It's T-minus 1 day till Friday. There you go. Hey, you guys want to hear something funny? Here's something funny for you.
I know the Golden State will be in good hands with Eric Swalwell, and I hope you'll join me in supporting his campaign.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm 100% in.
I'm in.
I'm in. I'm in. I'm in. I'm in. I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm with Eric Swalwell.
Well, it's weird because they're all out today.
Oh, well.
I'm in.
I'm in. I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in. We're in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in. I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in. I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I am all in.
You guys get the opportunity to have someone very effective in a position of leadership.
Somebody who's capable, knowledgeable, and experienced.
There's no one more real than Eric Swalwell.
Oh my God.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in. What about you?
Yeah, no, everybody's pretty much out now. Yeah, here's actually the new commercial for Eric Swalwell.
I believe that he should resign, and you cannot do what he did. And I believe the survivors.
Will you vote to expel Eric Swalwell?
And Congressman Gonzalez, I would.
The accusations are absolutely heinous, and his admissions betraying his family are deplorable. So Eric Swalwell needs to resign. He needs to drop out of the race.
It's be investigated and if found true, and I think we need to give the victims the benefit of the doubt. If found true, then he should resign.
There you go. So everybody's out now. There you go. And where is Swalwell today? Nowhere to be found. Isn't that just amazing? And then there's old Adam Schiff who piloted that ship into the iceberg yesterday, saying that he was absolutely shocked and appalled by his behavior.
Do you still have questions about who knew what when about his behavior?
Well, I don't know what others may have known. I can tell you that
Everybody
I certainly
knew.
didn't know that he was involved in any conduct
Sure.
along the lines of what has come out since Friday. And if I had, I wouldn't have gone near him with a 10-foot pole.
Or in your case, a 2-inch pole.
I think there are many people in Congress as shocked as I am. Maybe I'm just not plugged into...
Now, you notice he qualified the beginning of that by saying the allegations on Friday. They all knew he was into going after interns and all of that. They just didn't know he allegedly raped them. That's how they're qualifying it. So clearly they know exactly what's going on. Caroline Leavitt, she said, of course, the Democrats knew about it.
I think it's also quite plausible, as you point out, Jack, that there were many other Democrats in this town on Capitol Hill who knew about his perhaps illegal behavior, certainly his disgusting and inappropriate behavior, and why were they silent for so long? I think those are questions that must be raised of these sitting representatives, including Mr. Gallego, and I hope that the journalists in this room will do their jobs, and the journalists on Capitol Hill will do their jobs to ask Democrats in power how they knew about such despicable behavior from one of their elected representatives for so long, but never said or did anything about it.
Because they're as thick as thieves. Everybody knows it, dear God. Remember what was it? What's his name said about Mos Eisley in Star Wars? It's like I've never seen a hive of scum and villainy like they do. Hey, yeah, this is Washington D.C. It is Mos Eisley. I swear to God, Mos Eisley. Josh Hawley was on talking, I guess, with Jesse Waters last night about how everybody knew.
She knew all about
talking about Nancy Pelosi, of course. And by the way, Nancy Pelosi knows everything. She told everybody what to do, when to do it, when to drop out, when to stay in, all of that. She knew. They manage this stuff. They know this. They know who's in trouble. They know that this is what we're going to have to keep on the down low. The difference is when Republicans find out about it, they ask you to step down. When Democrats find out about it, they want you to stay in, and they use it as some sort of ability to control you or blackmail you. That's it. And I think to some degree the Republicans as well.
She knew all about this. She was briefed by the FBI back in 2020
that the guy was a target of a Chinese spy, Feng Feng. And by the way, Feng Feng probably got a Medal of Commendation. That's like the worst espionage assignment in the history of the world. But Swalwell fell for it. She knew that he was a liability. She knew he was a problem. She could use it as leverage until it blew up in her face, and now he's gone. And Jesse, this is why Congress needs to pass legislation. I'm introducing it today that would deny pensions to every member of Congress who's convicted of a sex offense.
How about for insider trading? Why don't we do that too?
Right now, you could be convicted and still get your pension. The only thing the government ought to be paying for people like Eric Swalwell is a jail cell.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Javier Becerra, who is one of the less-known candidates, I guess he's running for governor against Mrs. Potato Head and Tom Steyer. He says, everybody knew about it.
So last hour, Democratic Congressman Sam Liccardo of California said this about the Swalwell allegations. Let's listen.
I first heard about the rumors when Swalwell announced his run for governor in November, and knew some political consultants who talked about what we call oppo files, these opposition records that political consultants compile, talking about Swalwell's sexual misconduct. At that time, nobody was talking about rape, as we're hearing now. It was not sexual assault, but clearly sexual misconduct, abuse of his position. And there's no question, I think, as Senator Gallego said, rumors about that were going on for many, many years.
Yeah, so
what
everybody
have you
knew
heard,
about it.
Secretary?
I think many of us had heard the rumors as well. Never seen any corroboration, but certainly I think the word had gone out.
Didn't ask him anything about it. Didn't say, hey, man, you better knock this stuff off because, it's the wrong thing to do. Maybe you might want to protect some of the potential victims before the sexual assault took place. How about that? How about that? My God, here is Steve Hilton. He is running for governor of California. I hope hell he is, by the way. Hope he wins governor of California. He'll save the state. And he says, everybody knew.
I knew about it. I heard these stories for months. Didn't have the actual evidence. You didn't have the names of the people coming forward, the details of the alleged assaults and crimes. But this was an open secret. Democrats were talking about it. The media was talking about it in California ever since he entered the governor's race. Before as well. I mean, there are videos that are out there from Nick Sauter, for example, had a video over a year ago about Swalwell bragging in a restaurant about how he's bored with his wife and only sleeps with a 10. I mean, this pattern of behavior, fine, they didn't know the
I start at 4 and go down.
Specifics, but the pattern of behavior was known to all of them, and they backed him anyway. The teacher unions endorsed him. The SEIU, the Democrat machine, was getting behind him. Adam Schiff, all these...
getting behind him for a change.
People, Pelosi was getting ready to endorse. Wow. And now that shows that this whole Democrat Party in California collapsing into chaos, sleaze, and scandal.
There you go. That's what I told you, what I tell you. They are doing a death spiral into hell. Maintain joy and patriotism and faith. Jim Gossett on the Rob Carson Show.
2 girls that Swalwell groped before. They say there's 50, maybe more. It's a sordid tale. Eric should be in jail for all the girls he groped before. It finally forced his resignation.
He going to jail.
He left the Congress in disgrace. And now we have an explanation why female staffers carried mace. To all the girls that he attacked.
We had a president who did this back in the 90s.
And to the women who fought back.
Nothing happened to him.
Swalwell needs to pay. Arrest Eric today for all the girls that he attacked. To all the years that he should serve.
That is Jim Gossett, ladies and gentlemen, the Rob Carson Show.
a prison stay he does deserve.
Go to patreon.com, Jim Gossett Comedy, patreon.com, Jim Gossett Comedy. Josh Hawley talking about how the Democrats use people like Eric Swalwell while keeping them in Congress.
Oh, I think they absolutely use it if they've got it, and I think the way that you get it is you just monitor these people just like they did with Swalwell, and you use it for leverage. I mean, there's a reason that they stay in line, again, until they become liabilities, and you're right about Joe Biden. Who got Joe Biden out of the presidential race?
Who?
Not Joe Biden.
Whoa.
It was Nancy Pelosi
Ding,
once
ding, ding,
again.
ding, ding.
I mean, she is a power player.
If I'm not mistaken, nobody in the Democrat Party thought that Joe Biden had dementia. It was a complete surprise. I'll just drop the microphone, pick it back up, and continue the show.
She has got more dirt on every member of her party than anybody else, any intelligence agency could ever hope to. And for my money, I say she's still in control over there. Well, I assume they build them by just following them around and doing their due diligence. And on people like Swalwell, that wasn't hard, because here you've got the guy who actually is, I mean, he's literally sleeping with the Chinese spy. The FBI is the one who tipped off everybody. The guy was doing this out in public. I mean, everybody could see it. So, how do they use them? That's another story. And we saw with the Biden FBI how they were willing to target people. They would absolutely, any leverage they could get on somebody, I'm sure they would use it. This is why they had to go after President Trump. They couldn't get any leverage on him. And so this is the Democrat playbook. They've done it over and over again. And that's why I say, Jesse, cut off the money train. No more money for these people. No more slush fund.
100%. Let's get on that, shall we? Madison Cawthorn was in Congress for a little while, and he said that they were, congressmen were invited to orgies. Serious. I know. Orgies, yeah. When is the last orgy you went to? Anybody go to an orgy? Really? Is it Rome? You're going to go to the vomitorium afterwards? Really, really, really? Orgy? Who the hell goes to an orgy? Anyway, here's Madison Cawthorn talking about how they use sex and allegations of sexual misbehavior as a weapon.
They are there to hold leverage over you, and that is what's going on. That's what these people get caught up in. And so then this is what I have seen from a lot of other members of Congress is that once they get caught in these kind of rings of people holding this over their head, they said, well, if this is being held over my head, might as well just go ahead and go out and have a good time. And so then they start willfully going out and doing this.
Yeah, there you go. That's kind of the way it is. Rob Finnerty has some brilliant commentary on the other. I would never be good in an orgy. I would just be so self-conscious about it. I'd be like, oh my God, how am I here? I mean, it would be not good. And I'd probably have some performance issues after that. You'd be like, I'm going to go. Where's the keys? Are they in that large bowl over there? All right, I'll see you guys later. Have a nice orgy. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show. Hey guys, it's Carson. You know my signature phrase, don't catch the stupid. When it comes to Medicare, that's easier said than done. Medicare is overly complex, with thousands of plans, hidden gotchas in the fine print, and rules nobody really explains to you. Many people just pick something and hope for the best. That's why you need to know about Chapter. They're the only advisor that looks at every plan in the country, matches your doctors, your prescriptions, and your situation to a plan that fits your needs. When your call with Chapter is done, you know your doctors are covered. Your prescriptions are matched, and you go from, I hope I did this right, to, I know I did. That, my friends, is peace of mind. A call with Chapter is free for my audience, and there's no pressure to sign up. Call Chapter today. Here's the number, 27 Medicare. That's 27 MEDICARE. 27 Medicare for Chapter. No pressure. What's your excuse? Call 27 Medicare and don't catch the stupid yourself. Call 27 Medicare today.
Rent free. In libs' heads I'm living. The fits I am giving to Whoopi, Sunny, and Joy. Rent free, I'm occupying. Rosie is lying if she says I'm not in her head. watch it as it spreads, because inside their heads I live,
This fall, you're invited to experience Washington, D.C. in a truly unforgettable way with me, Rob Carson, and other Newsmax listeners. Imagine strolling through our nation's capital as America celebrates 250 years and seeing history come alive with an expert guide. Together, we'll tour the White House Visitor Center, step into the halls of democracy with a guided tour of the U.S. Capitol building, visit Arlington National Cemetery and the changing of the guard, stand in awe before the towering figure of President Abraham Lincoln, and take in the beauty of D.C.'s legendary memorials with a special nighttime illumination tour. Our adventure includes premium hotel accommodations for 4 nights in the heart of D.C., in addition to 6 meals, ground transportation, guides, and gratuities. Space is limited, so don't wait. Visit travelwithrob.net to book your D.C. getaway today, or give our friends at Cruise and Tour a call at 800-383-3131. That's 800-383-3131, or travelwithrob.net.
And 99.9 FM in Harford County.
Poor little Democrats. Are you guys okay today? I came in to check on you. Every time Trump does something good, you guys spaz out. Would you guys shut up and let him work?
Are you guys ready to laugh? I mean, if you haven't already, like the orgy comments a few minutes ago, many of you are chuckling, and some of you looking at me on the stream in horror. But that said, John Kennedy is the king of colloquial, and he said something that is just, I want you to just listen to I'm not even going to say a word. I'm just going to play it. It's 1 minute and 17 minutes of John Kennedy in all of his glory talking about the Democrat Party.
Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez, Mayor Mamdani, and the people they represent, how can I put this? Their motherboard is fried. Republicans aren't perfect, but they're crazy. The wing of the party that is in control, that Ocasio-Cortez and Mamdani and Bernie are the leaders of, they hate George Washington and Thomas Jefferson and Abraham Lincoln and Dr. Zeus and Mr. Potato Head. They hyperventilate on their yoga mats if you use the wrong pronoun. They think our kids ought to be able to change genders at recess. They have a unique solution to the crime problem. They have a way to get crime down. It's just don't prosecute anybody. The American people deserve to be governed by normal people. And these are not normal people. They are deeply weird. They're narcissistically woke. They have the right to believe what they believe. But I have the right to my opinion too. And I think their motherboard is fried, deep fried.
Oh, brother. Wow, John Kennedy. I can't wait to get him on the studio, on the air, and I want to meet him in person. I want to shake his hand. My God, so bloody good. And if you don't believe me that the Democrats are motherboard are fried, then just listen to this.
I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released the whirlwind, and you will pay the price.
Into the streets! Into the streets! Into the streets!
And you will pay the price.
Riots work!
Will you condemn the violence to those?
Do you really want to be a part of this party anymore? I'm talking to Democrats. Honestly, I'm talking about common sense Democrats. There are some of you out there. You got to be embarrassed by these children, by these spoiled children who need their asses spanked big time. John Kennedy is completely right. What an embarrassment. What an absolute embarrassment. And I think there's going to be a course correction with the Democrat Party. They think they're going to win the midterms. I say we beat them into the pits of hell. Okay, let's talk about Rob Finnerty. Rob Finnerty last night on Newsmax. You really ought to watch Rob Finnerty on Newsmax, Rob Schmidt on Newsmax. The Robification of Newsmax is happening, by the way. It's happening. There's nothing they can do about it. They got a guy named Bob in the mornings over there and everything. The Robification is happening. We got a Pope Rob, for crying out loud. But anyway, here is Rob Finnerty talking about Eric Swalwell.
Eric Swalwell was a 7-term United States congressman, and he didn't have the you-know-what to resign from Congress himself.
Balls.
So he had the House clerk do it for him.
I am deeply sorry to my family, staff, and constituents for mistakes and judgment I've made in my past. I will fight the serious false allegations made against me. However, I must take responsibility and ownership for the mistakes I did make.
Wow. I mean, I feel bad for that woman. What a weasel Eric Swalwell is. 14 years in Congress, and he...
Let's make a woman go out there and issue, a statement after the rape allegations.
Didn't have it in him to stand on the House floor and admit that he made a mistake and step down with some dignity. And he did that because Eric has suddenly gone missing. Nobody knows where Eric Swalwell is. We haven't heard from him since over the weekend.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Donald Trump, he showed up when he was falsely accused.
Because that's what people like Eric do when things don't go his way.
Yep.
And I only bring that up because there are clear differences here between Eric and between Donald. Again, between Eric and Donald. Yep. No matter what they did to him, Donald Trump showed up. He fought, and he was there. E. Jean Carroll accuses him of rape, even though she couldn't remember when it happened.
No witnesses.
She couldn't remember the year that it happened. Donald Trump was arrested. They took his mugshot.
She said she was wearing an outfit that actually came out after the alleged incident happened.
Embarrassed him. The FBI raided his house. They indicted him. They tried to kill him, but he still showed up, and he took it every time. And I'm not saying that because you're watching Newsmax. I'm saying that because that's what happened.
Boom. I tell you what, nobody other than me is going to give you that kind of commentary on a broadcast. Rob Finnerty.
But unlike that new liberal icon, E. Jean Carroll, Lana Drews knows exactly when it happened.
Yeah, listen.
He raped me, and he choked me. And while he was choking me, I lost consciousness. And I thought I died. I also recorded these events in my handwritten calendar.
Yeah.
The assault and its impact were later documented during my therapy sessions at a sexual assault center in Connecticut.
E. Jean Carroll didn't have any of that. So there's definitely a difference between Donald Trump and Eric Swalwell that I think is pretty clear. And I only bring this up because Eric could end up in jail. Like real actual jail, because you can't rape people in this country, even if you're a Democrat.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy, right? Well, if you're Bill Clinton, you can, I guess. Allegedly. One final note from Rob Finnerty.
Yeah, it certainly is. And that's an interesting point to raise, Eric, because 5 women have now come forward to accuse you. And one woman says that you raped her. Another says that you texted her a picture of your penis, which I promise you, no woman alive wants to see that, Eric.
Do you have a zoom lens?
No woman wants that on their cell phone.
Yeah.
So either you're the single unluckiest person in the world, to use your own words, or you did it.
There you go. Rob Finnerty, ladies and gentlemen. Get a Newsmax Plus membership. You can also download the Newsmax app, or I watch it on YouTube TV, actually. I love it, love it, love it. Newsmax is kicking butt. Kicking butt. We've got much, much more coming up on the Rob Carson Show. Don't go anywhere. Hey guys, it's Rob Carson for Relief Factor. There's a reason why at my age I can still crush it at the gym, carry an armchair by myself, or do any home improvement project without pain during or after, and that's Relief Factor. When it comes to supplements, the 2 things that matter most, it works and you trust it. Relief Factor was created by a combat-wounded Vietnam veteran. He decided to become a doctor simply to help people, to heal them. If pain is holding you back, find out why so many people, including me, make Relief Factor a part of their daily routine. Try the 3-week quick start today. Go to relieffactor.com. That's relieffactor.com, or call 800-4RELIEF. That's 800-4RELIEF for Relief Factor. Hey guys, it's Carson. I just got a ghost bed. Yeah, no, pay attention here, because I've been sleeping on a foam mattress since I moved to the Washington, D.C. area, which is like sleeping on the sponge in your sink. Ghost Bed doesn't build mattresses like furniture. They build engineered sleep systems. Their beds are serious health equipment. Beds designed for relief and recovery, not looks, not fluff. Your body should be healing while you sleep, not fighting for comfort. I have been sleeping past 7 in the morning on my Ghost Bed. It's unbelievable. If you wake up stiff, you toss and turn, if you sleep hot, even reaching for a pain reliever before bed, hoping tonight will be different, that's not aging. It's your mattress talking. Another great thing I love about Ghost Bed, you get 101 nights to try it at home. If you don't like the difference, you can send it back risk-free. Ghost Bed is offering my audience their lowest prices of the season, plus an extra 10% off. Go to ghostbed.com/Carson. Use promo code Carson. That's ghostbed.com/Carson. Promo code Carson. You are going to love your new Ghost Bed. Hey guys, it's Rob Carson for Ethos. I've worked very hard to get where I am today. I want the best for my kids. Both of my kids got kind of kicked in the teeth from COVID protocols. My son missed 2 years of college, my daughter high school. A good deal of their lives will be spent making up for time away from classes and friends. When I'm gone, I want them to be able to live a great life and have kids. That's why I have life insurance. This is why you need to purchase life insurance from Ethos. Ethos helps provide financial security. Ethos protects your loved ones. In as little as 10 minutes, you can have life insurance. For me, it was almost instant. All you have to do is answer a few health questions online to get the ball rolling. Protect your family with life insurance from Ethos. Get up to $3 million in coverage in as little as 10 minutes. Go to ethos.com/Newsmax. That's the code, ethos.com/Newsmax. Application times and rates may vary. That's ethos.com/Newsmax.
When I ran for mayor, I said I was going to tax the rich. Well, today, we're taxing the rich. I'm thrilled to announce we've secured a pied-à-terre tax. the first in New York's history. This is an annual fee on luxury properties worth more than $5 million, whose owners do not live full-time in the city. Like for this penthouse, which hedge fund CEO Ken Griffin bought for $238 million. This pied-à-terre tax is specifically designed for the richest of the rich, those who store their wealth in New York City real estate, but who don't actually live there. But even so, they're able to reap the huge financial rewards of owning property in, dare I say, the greatest city in the world. Most of the time, these units are sitting empty, since again, they don't actually live here. This is a fundamentally unfair system that hurts working New Yorkers. Now, it's coming to an end. This tax will raise at least $500 million directly for the city.
It won't.
It'll help fund things like free childcare, cleaner streets, safer neighborhoods. As mayor, I believe everyone has a role to play in contributing to our city, and some a little bit more than others.
Wow, that is so ungodly tone deaf. He shows such a lack of life experience and understanding of history, and the people who own those apartments are going to leave. Nan Hayworth, the first female MD to serve as a full member of Congress, joins us on the Newsmax hotline. Nan, I mean, seriously, he can't be this stupid, but he is.
You know, Rob, he's unwise, presumably. He is nefarious. I would not call him stupid necessarily.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Ignorant.
Yeah.
Ignorant.
The people who support him and vote for him are incredibly stupid, which makes me say, not for the first time, that we really do need to bring back poll testing, I mean for everybody.
So
you know?
what are these billionaires who buy these apartments going to do with their apartments? They're going to stay there and pay a few $1 million to just have it there. Just they've earned their money. They bought their apartment with their money. They pay property taxes on their money, and now they've got to pay because of the price of the building they live in.
Well, he name-checked Ken Griffin.
Yeah.
In this ad.
Yeah.
And Mr. Griffin was, is still an investor with a very potent market presence, and he was a job creator in the city of Chicago, and now he's a job creator in Miami.
Yeah.
Because, of course, the idiots in Chicago, and by the way, Brandon Johnson is a genuine idiot.
Oh, dear God.
You could. He'd see some form of a standard for that. I suppose that's a bit of an achievement. Yeah, but he was driven out to Miami, so now he owns this pied-à-terre in New York City, as do many others.
Yeah.
And they're obviously they are contributing, as you said, Rob, to New York City's revenues. And presumably in some way to New York State, although the question at hand is New York City's. But it's the entire issue. What's so scary about this trend and about this ad, especially with naming someone
I know.
who is known to be a billionaire, is that this is really verging on, calling out the mob with the pitchfork.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know?
And what's this going to do? What's this going to do? What's this going to do this market? This market, you've got these beautiful buildings going up right near Central Park, $200 million condos, $60 million condos. It's just going to collapse.
Yeah. I mean, look, that is one of the predictable consequences. People with Mr. Griffin's level of wealth can also afford to have the most luxurious accommodations. Mm-hmm. Certainly, people like having their own residences. I mean, many of them will probably say, they'll curse under their breath and pay the tax because they like they like having a presence in New York. They like having a home in New York. But we know that the drumbeat is steady. We know that this kind of confiscatory, predatory tax policy always bleeds revenues. It does not raise revenues. It bleeds revenues.
Yep.
It drives people away.
And this is amazing because Kathy Hochul tried to skate around all this nonsense, with the high taxes and whatnot, and not giving raising taxes because election year and all of this nonsense. But she is completely down. Listen to her. She's down with it.
New York Governor Kathy Hochul now setting her sights on second homes.
I am proposing a common sense surcharge on high value second homes in New York City, homes that in many cases sit vacant for a large part of the year. We have the inventory. They're part of our skyline, but those people are not part of our city.
Wow.
Translation: if you've got more, they want more.
Yeah, this is their way of. They think this is an ingenious idea, by the way. You know that.
Of course they do. This is very clever, and it will be popular, and indeed it will be popular among deeply stupid people and the other problem and ignorant people. And the problem that we have, and Rob, we have talked about it. Of course, your discerning listeners know about this. That's why you're in the top 10% of political podcasts.
No, I'm number 10, actually. I'm above, beyond that. I'm number 10, girl. Yeah, there you go. 10%. I'm bigger than that, girl.
You're much better than that. I'm sorry to have made that error.
That's all right.
Posted about it on X.
I'll forgive you. I'll forgive you.
But in any case,
yes.
We have had a century's march of Marxism through our institutions, including most painfully our educational institutions.
Yep.
So what are young Americans being taught? What have they been taught? And in very much more ubiquitous form in the past generation or so, started showing up seriously in the boomers, but now it's really awful. Mm-hmm. They have been taught that socialism is the way we achieve good for humanity.
Yeah.
That's what they've been taught, that wealth inequality is in and of itself a manifestation of something that is deeply wrong, and it must be corrected by the state. That the precise opposite, of course, of what people should be taught, and it is anti-libertarian. It is it's against all our founding values.
Yeah, and it also, by the way, Nan, left 100 million people in body pits last century.
Well, precisely, Rob, exactly.
Yeah.
It is always the road to ruination. Yeah. But this is what they've been taught. There was a post today on X, and it was terrific. How many years did it take for East Germany under communism to build the Berlin Wall? And I think it's something like 12 years. How many years did it take Venezuela? What was the latency? Yeah. Quoting, of course, Hemingway. How do things happen? How do things go to ruin? Well, gradually and then suddenly. Venezuela, it took about 13 years for everything to become, just apocalyptically bad. It's somewhere around there, half a generation, a generation. And then it's done. And then, as we're seeing, of course, horrifically now in Iran, once you have made that pact with the devil that is called the left, and they have the arms and you don't, then much blood will be shed in endeavoring to liberate from that.
Now, more with Nan Hayworth in a second. Zohran Mamdani, his free grocery store is going to cost $30 million and won't open for a couple of years. I know. Genius. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show.
UCBM.
New York City, it is time for a grand experiment once again.
Oh, dear God.
Just as LaGuardia used government to respond to the challenges of the Great Depression, we will use government to respond to rising prices and unaffordable groceries. The city will subsidize a core set of staples. A private operator will run the store, but they answer to the standards that the city will set. These standards include requirements that at our stores, bread will be cheaper. Eggs will be cheaper. Grocery shopping will no longer be an unsolvable equation. And workers will be treated with dignity.
Oh, dear God in heaven. They've already got this, by the way. There's competition, which keeps the prices low, and there's food stamps if you can't afford it. My God, Nan Hayworth, what the hell?
Again, Rob, this man who is charming and handsome and who speaks very persuasively, if you're dumb.
So did Hitler.
Ran on this, Rob. He ran on government-run grocery stores. And his voters said, yes, we want this. Having no idea whatsoever, because they've never lived it, number one. Most of his young supporters, and they are mostly, they're people of all ages, but most of them have never had to live with government grocery stores. Right? If they did, they'd say, that is the dumbest thing going.
I know.
And the reasons are obvious. We have affordable groceries in the city of New York and in the state of New York. We have competition that keeps prices low. If people don't like the price, they go to the other store that's going to offer a lower price because, of course, then they'll get your business. I mean, this is insane.
No, it's just stupid. It's just beyond stupid. And, you know, it sounds so Soviet. They will have the bread will be affordable. I mean, honestly, how about cabbage? You want to give cabbage to you? You want to stand in line for cabbage and bread, for God's sake? I swear to God in heaven. The 9,000 square foot store in East Harlem will be constructed from the ground up in a nearby vacant city-owned lot, expected to be opened in 3 years. It's going to cost $30 million. $30 million, you could buy 30 damn grocery stores.
Yeah. You know what, Rob? And now we know, what is the actual purpose of Mr. Mamdani's grocery store initiative? It is to shuttle another $30 million worth of taxpayer money into the pockets of the great NGO, nonprofit, government bureaucracy conspiracy that is every Democrat-run jurisdiction. And sadly, there are Republicans who are in on it, too.
Yeah, and they've got homeless shelters they're going to be building, and the cost per month for those, $5,000, $8,000, $11,000. In San Francisco, $14,000. What the hell?
It's better than that, Rob.
What?
Oh, no, it's better than that.
What?
It's been computed that what is spent on the average homeless person in the city of New York, all the charitable dollars, whatever you want to call them, they're not charitable, of course they're conferred by confiscation of the taxpayers, is in excess of $80,000 per year. That is, and it is more than the average working person, the average citizen of New York makes.
Do you know what it is in San Francisco? $140,000. Two people, $280,000. What could you do as a couple making $280,000? Dear God in heaven.
Right.
I swear.
And yet they keep voting for it. And you just feel as though, I guess we haven't gone far enough along the way to ground.
Well, they're already voting. People are voting with their feet. They're getting the hell out of New York. And I'm going to tell you what, your tax base is going to go in New York. In New York City, people are going to, listen. Everybody I know who who lives or works at Newsmax, with the exception of Rob Schmidt, he has an apartment in Manhattan, I guess. But most of them drive in. I would never even consider living not only in the city of New York but also the state of New York. My God.
Yeah, I know. And here I am speaking with you from Westchester County, where it's just beautiful. Yeah. It's so sad. It's so sad, Rob. I feel like a future exile in my own home, and I am not in any way seeking to trivialize the experience of true exiles. Among them, my father-in-law, my late father-in-law from the Holocaust. But it does feel that way. There is this cloud that follows us, and those of us who moved decades ago because, into this beautiful state because it really had every attraction you could think of. And we had an industrial base, which was treated as a piggy bank by the politicians. And again, the true conservative party, fiscally conservative, was in fact the Conservative Party. This is a patronage state, so Republicans are better, but, there's still way too much indulgence of that. And inevitably, we drove the businesses out through regulation and taxation. We drove out our what might be considered, in a sense, a sovereign wealth fund, although it clearly was not. It was mobile. We won't harvest natural gas from the southern tier, which could certainly be a powerful source of revenues for us. We populate the state with what? Well, we've got a lot of educational institutions, each of them a bastion of deep blue
nonsense.
Fantasies.
Yeah.
And,
well, I live in Virginia where a crazy cat lady was elected, lying to people, and I'm going to be here in Washington, D.C. for another 2.5 years for the Trump administration. And then I'm certainly going to consider going to Newsmax South, living near Mar-a-Lago. I'm serious. That's where I'm probably going to go. If this nonsense continues in Virginia, I'm not going to stay with it. And I'm telling you what, this is the kind of stuff that revolutions are built on. In the state of Virginia, next week they got a referendum where they want to take away all Republican representation. That's what the Revolutionary War started on. And by the way, Virginia started America. America didn't start Virginia.
Well, the American spirit started this whole thing, and the amazing thing, of course, is that the ultimate spur was a tax, because the taxes were so irrational. The taxation was insupportable, and being imposed by Parliament across an ocean. And we saw Americans who were looking saw the list. What is it, Rob? Something like 24 new taxes in the
80 of
newly affordable
80 of them.
state, right?
80 of
Virginia.
them. Yeah. Listen, we got to run. I could talk to you all day about this, but you know what? I'm a joyful warrior. We overwhelm the left with joy, patriotism, and faith, and they're going to be driven to the pits of hell. New York City is going to suffer greatly, and honestly, screw them. Screw the people in leave. Successful people leave like they're doing Canada. Over 1 million Canadians have left. 2/3 of graduate students are leaving Canada. Good. Leave it, and let it just rot. There you go. Nan Hayworth.
Just ahead of the MAID movement, Rob.
There you go. There you go.
To be grabbed for euthanasia.
By the way, you're on Twitter at Nan Hayworth. Nan Hayworth, always great to have you on. Have a glorious weekend, okay?
You too, Rob. Thank you for your voice.
All right, let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show. All right, kids. How are you? Camano Island, Washington. Watching on, hi, welcome. Somebody watching in Washington State on Twitter. Hi there. Where are we here? We got all sorts of people watching on YouTube. Vicky Stevens, hello, brothers and sisters. Prani Yuprachat, what's going on? Over on the Rumbly Roo, hello, Dookie Bear and Whiskey Tango Foxtrot 7. Hope you're enjoying the show. Nan Hayworth, isn't she great? She's spectacular. She's awesome. Look, we got Hard Intel over on YouTube, and Jamie Bellett and Scott Davies and Blockbuster 2K. Hi, guys. Hope you're doing. Rita in Tennessee. How's Tennessee? I hope it's good. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, we got another hour of the show. I got to talk about something here. Hold on a second. Let's do. Let's do this. Let's do this, and then I will talk. Wouldn't go anywhere near California, New York, Washington, Oregon. Yeah, I know. It's nuts. Anywhere in New England, yeah. And when I'm done, here with the Trump administration, I'll probably, unless Virginia turns things around, I'll leave. I'll get out. I'll go to a state that has no income tax, and that would be Florida. So there you go. All right, time for me to go. Time for me to talk.
or Google to play WCBM. Make the right choice. Talk Radio 680 WCBM and 99.9 FM in Harford County.
I'm at 250 here.
It is the Rob Carson Show.
No, I voted no yesterday. According to a George Mason University poll, 60% of registered voters plan to cast a ballot in this special election. Of that number, 53% of respondents say they support changing the congressional maps, whereas 44% say they plan to vote no. But it's unfortunate because I don't think it's right. The Democrats cannot play such a low game, and it's really disappointing.
Vote no on this referendum if you want to be represented. You conservatives in the state of Virginia, and you Democrats, you ought to want this as well. But I'm going to tell you right now, this is the sort of stuff that revolutions start on, and this is not going to end well for the Democrats if they take away Republican representation of the state of Virginia from Republicans here. It's not going to end well for you. I'm not saying it's going to be violent, but there will be hell to pay, and I will lead it. I will lead the march to recall this wretched, crazy Karen who is in charge of this state, who won by lying about who she was, saying she was some sort of a moderate, and is doing a massive power grab, effectively eliminating the Electoral College of the state of Virginia. These are the things that revolutions are built on, and I will be there to sign up. There you go. Earlier, I had somebody talk to me about my ghost bed. We're talking to Michael Charbon about my ghost bed. Because, you know, it's easy to remember, ghost bed. And then when I say, you got to try the ghost bed, and Michael Charbon said, have you tried eating in the ghost bed? And I said, oh, my God, I would never need a woman again. If I could just eat a piece of pizza in my ghost bed, oh, my gosh. I mean, I got everything you need right there. The best I've ever slept in my life. I make it every morning. I say goodbye. And every night when I go to bed, I go, oh, my goodness, I'm getting in my ghost bed. And I just cozy in there, and I go to sleep, and I sleep all night, oh, my Lord. American-made ghost bed. Keeps you cool when it's hot, keeps you hot when it's, or keeps you warm when it's cool or cold. And if you want to save an extra 60%, or 10%, I should say, 10% off already low prices, just go to ghostbed.com/Carson, ghostbed.com/Carson. Comes in the mail, it's rolled up, you pop it up, and all of a sudden this 14, 16-inch mattress with a topper on it pops up, and you're going to dream beautifully, my gosh. Ghostbed.com/Carson, ghostbed.com/Carson. You will not regret it, and it's far less than traditional mattress box springs, all that nonsense, and it arrives in the mail, and my gosh, ghostbed.com/Carson. Last hour of the Rob Carson Show is right ahead. If I were you, I wouldn't go anywhere.
Deported. Deported. Deported.
Ready? Are you ready? Get them out of here! Get them out of here! Get the hell out of here! Deported. 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 Get them out. Ready? Are you ready? Get them out of here! Get them out of here! Get the hell out of here!
Interesting, informative, thought-provoking, and funny show in America. On air and on the World Wide Web. This is the Rob Carson Show.
This is the Rob Carson Show. It's not only a radio show, it's a podcast, and it's number 10 in the nation for political commentary. I know, it's crazy. Just found out this week. Just found out we're number 42 with news. Overall, of all the podcasts in the country, all the hundreds of thousands of podcasts in the country, we're number 250. I know. It's not Joe Rogan yet. We're on our way. But there you go. I'm just blessed beyond belief. Blessed beyond belief. And it only took me over 30 years to get here. So there you go. There's that. So, I started writing for Rush Limbaugh in 1989. Kid right out of college. And of course, Rush Limbaugh reinvented radio, changed society, made conservatism what it is now. At the time, I didn't even know, really, right-wing, left-wing, conservative, liberal. I knew what I believed, but I heard about this guy named Rush Limbaugh, so I started writing comedy for him. I had a friend who worked with him, and I watched him through the years and what he was able to do, and watched and marveled at him, and he ushered in a generation of talk show hosts, a generation of conservatives, a generation of politicians, Rush babies and whatnot. I was a late term Rush baby. I still could have been aborted by the Democrat Party, but I didn't. And I followed that, and then I did music radio for many, many, many years because it paid the bills. I wanted to be like Johnny Carson, you know, and so I stuck with music radio probably too long until about 2013 when I was fired, and then my journey began as a talk show host not that long ago. This right here, what I'm doing right now, is my second job in talk radio. It's my second job in talk radio. And I knew things were going to happen when I moved to Washington, D.C. I knew I had to come here. I knew I had to bring you here. And look what's already happened. My gosh. And you know, we all face hurdles in our lives. And you know my story and my miracle and then my divorce. And, you know, it's been hard. But I will tell you, every single day, I wake up with joy in my heart. Every single day, I look forward to coming here and talking to you. When I was a kid in first grade, I told you the story. My teacher, there's a note from my teacher. It says, talks out of turn, worse after he's missed a day. And when I come in here every day, I cannot wait to share what I've learned with you in the previous 24 hours. And I work about 10 hours on this show every day. And the reason being is I want to be well informed to you, you know, because my mantra is entertain, inform, and motivate people to do good. Motivating to do good is really important to me. You never in radio are told by someone when you meet them, wow, that interview with that celebrity you did was really amazing. Unless maybe you're Charlemagne, oh God. But when they say, your story of sobriety talked me off the ledge, I was going to end my life. I can't think of anything greater than that. I can't think of anything greater than that. Or when you help that kid with cancer. So, I'm blessed beyond belief. Rush Limbaugh did the EIB network. I do the BBB network. Blessed beyond belief. Absolutely. After that, let's change the tone of the show into funny. Because my producer, Redneck MacGyver Ken, said that, Rob, that comment from John Kennedy about the Democrat Party is so glorious, you got to hang on to that and run it again. So I've decided I'm going to do that right now.
Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez, Mayor Mamdani, and the people they represent, how can I put this? Their motherboard is fried. I mean, Republicans aren't perfect, but they're crazy. The wing of the party that is in control, yes, that Ocasio-Cortez and Mamdani and Bernie are the leaders of, they hate George Washington and Thomas Jefferson.
They do.
And Abraham Lincoln and Dr. Zeus and Mr. Potato Head. They hyperventilate on their yoga mats if you use the wrong pronoun. They think our kids ought to be able to change genders at recess.
Yes.
They have a unique solution to the crime problem. They have a way to get crime down.
Yes.
It's just don't prosecute anybody.
Yes.
I mean, the American people deserve to be governed by normal people. And these are not normal people.
No.
They are deeply weird. They're nauseously woke. They have the right to believe what they believe.
Yes.
But I have the right to my opinion too. And I think their motherboard is fried,
there you
deep
go,
fried.
Now, Rush Limbaugh used to say, and it really the last few months crystallized. He said, "I'm a joyful warrior." Okay, and I get it. I get it now because we're in a battle. We are in a battle of good and evil. We are in the throes of it right now. We've got insanity going on in the state of New York, insanity going on in the state of Virginia, insanity going on in Washington, D.C. with these Democrats who tried to put Donald Trump in jail, tried to take away his candidacy, tried to take away his fortune, tried to kill him. People who think that children can become the opposite gender and will perform mutilative surgeries on them. They're sick people. They're sick people. So we are in a battle. We are in a battle of good and evil. Now, this doesn't mean Democrat and Republican, because not every Democrat is evil, but the leadership of your party is evil. Absolutely evil. Anybody who would bed down with that, anybody who would use illegals to win elections over you and me and give them your tax money so they can live better than you and me, they're evil. But the only way we are going to win this is with joy, patriotism, and faith. That's what I want to do here. Okay? Joy, patriotism, and faith. Conservative comedy is on the ascent because the left can't be taken seriously anymore. It's 100% true. More scumbaggery in Washington, D.C. This Representative Sheila Sherfilis McCormack, Florida Democrat, could be expelled from Congress for stealing millions in disaster aid payments laundered through her campaign account. Her family's health care company had worked with FEMA through COVID-19 vaccination contract, received $5 million overpayment. Instead of returning the dollars, prosecutors allege that Sherfilis McCormack funneled the account through a series of accounts before it settled in her 2022 campaign account. The findings are the result of a months-long ethics committee investigation. And she is the adjudicatory subcommittee found 25 counts have been proven. So not only does she need to be expelled from Congress, she needs to go to prison. She needs to go to prison. Here's Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and they all knew about this. The Democrats all knew about this. But now here she is, like they did with Eric Swalwell, saying she needs to go.
So you think that she should be expelled or should resign?
I would agree with that, yes.
That she should resign,
yes.
And if she doesn't resign, she should be expelled?
Yes, and if the ethics committee, because my understanding, as you said, the ethics committee found her guilty, then I would vote in concordance with that.
There you go, there you go. Apparently she's in tight with the Reverend Al Sharpton. That's why Jim Gossett did this as Al Sharpton about this. That's Representative Sheila.
Shady Sheila, did she rip off FEMA? They say she is a thief. Is she a crook? I heard she took amounts that are beyond belief.
Ooh.
Campaign finance violations. McCormack, they are gonna nail. Got a 15-count indictment. She just might wind up in jail.
I hope so. I hope so.
Sheila McCormack, did she take millions? They say her brother was partners in her crime. Funnel money to her campaign. They're gonna do serious time. Shady Sheila, does she steal a trial in Miami? She is gonna face. Will they kick her out of Congress? Will they put her in her place?
There you go. The one and only Jim Gossett. He is a freaking genius. Go to patreon.com, Jim Gossett Comedy, and help him out. I worked with Paul Shankler for many years, Rush Limbaugh. Nothing against Paul. Jim Gossett is a genius, prolific comedian like I've never known in my life. help him out, because conservative comedy is a tough road to hoe, and conservative content production is a tough road to hoe. Patreon.com, Jim Gossett Comedy. Give him $10 a month, give him $20 a month, give him $100 a month. I don't even care. But help him out, because he's an amazing man. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show. Hey guys, it's Carson. You know my signature phrase, don't catch the stupid. When it comes to Medicare, that's easier said than done. Medicare is overly complex, with thousands of plans, hidden gotchas in the fine print, and rules nobody really explains to you. Many people just pick something and hope for the best. That's why you need to know about Chapter. They're the only advisor that looks at every plan in the country, matches your doctors, your prescriptions, and your situation to a plan that fits your needs. When your call with Chapter is done, you know your doctors are covered. Your prescriptions are matched, and you go from, I hope I did this right, to, I know I did. That, my friends, is peace of mind. A call with Chapter is free for my audience, and there's no pressure to sign up. Call Chapter today. Here's the number, 27 Medicare. That's 27 MEDICARE. 27 Medicare for Chapter. No pressure. What's your excuse? Call 27 Medicare and don't catch the stupid yourself. Call 27 Medicare today.
Tehran's leaders are crumbling. They're being taken out. Their headquarters are crumbling as the U.S. shows its clout. And that should tell them time to surrender. Call it a day before our troops blow you away. Throw in the towel while you still can, or you'll be down to your last man. More new missiles they were making, with more nukes deployed. Down the sites they have been taken, and we are overjoyed. They ought to know it's time to surrender. White flag should wave. Soon will be nothing left to say.
This fall, you're invited to experience Washington, D.C. in a truly unforgettable way with me, Rob Carson, and other Newsmax listeners. Imagine strolling through our nation's capital as America celebrates 250 years and seeing history come alive with an expert guide. Together, we'll tour the White House Visitor Center, step into the halls of democracy with a guided tour of the U.S. Capitol building, visit Arlington National Cemetery and the changing of the guard, stand in awe before the towering figure of President Abraham Lincoln, and take in the beauty of D.C.'s legendary memorials with a special nighttime illumination tour. Our adventure includes premium hotel accommodations for 4 nights in the heart of D.C., in addition to 6 meals, ground transportation, guides, and gratuities. Space is limited, so don't wait. Visit travelwithrob.net to book your D.C. getaway today, or give our friends at Cruise and Tour a call at 800-383-3131. That's 800-383-3131, or travelwithrob.net.
The media and our friends in the Democrat Party kept saying we needed new legislation. We must have legislation to secure the border. But it turned out that all we really needed was a new president.
Boom.
I paid my taxes this year. Never did that before. First timer. And I'm not trying to sound like a tax cheat either. I've always filed my taxes, but all the other years the government was like, ooh, it looks like you need this. In fact, here's a little extra. We're worried about you. We don't know how you're getting by. Yeah. This is the first year they asked me for money.
I know.
And just like that, I'm now a Republican.
There you go.
First 31 years, bleeding heart liberal. We got to help everybody. So this year, the government's like, you owe us $13,000. Like, oh, it sounds like the rest of you need to pick yourselves up by your bootstraps.
There you go.
This is my money.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, conservative comedy is on the ascent because the left can't be taken seriously anymore. And listen, everybody laugh. Nobody's hating on Donald Trump or anything like that. So there you go. I thought that was kind of cool. I found that online on my Instagram feed because I get a lot of stuff fed to me on Instagram. A lot of craziness going on in California. And I hope Steve Hilton becomes the governor of California because it's the only thing that saves the state of California. For 6 years in a row, number one, outgoing traffic, people moving out of California. Same is going to happen in New York. It already is happening in New York. People are going to, I mean, and we're seeing it in real time. We're seeing the populations of Texas and Tennessee and Florida grow dramatically because people are going there because of lower, no state income tax, lower regulation, security, much lower fraud. There's an enormous amount of fraud happening in California, certainly, and I mean, people are going to have to go to jail. People are going to have to go to jail. And like I said, this is all part of the battle. This is all part of the fight that we're in because what is happening in states like California and New York and cities like New York and states like New York cannot be allowed to continue. What's happening in Virginia cannot be allowed to continue, and we've got to stop the damage. I will do my level best to support a recall petition of Abigail Schamberger. And then we'll see where we go with regard to this redistricting vote happening on Tuesday, where they want to eliminate my representation in the capital of Washington, D.C. This is why Virginians started the Revolutionary War. So there you go. There you go. In the state of California, one of the things that Gavin Newsom pays for is transition surgery to the opposite sex for homeless people. Here is one of those people who was born a guy talking about his breast implants.
Were you able to get the hormones or,
Yeah, I did that with my doctor.
So Medicare, you got the breast implants?
Yes.
Wow, taxpayer funded.
Yeah.
Universal health care for all, regardless of pre-existing condition, regardless of the ability to pay, and regardless of your immigration status.
You about tired of this nonsense? I'm kind of tired of this nonsense. I'm glad I don't live in California. I mean, I thought this stuff was all dead, but again, they're not just going away. We are in a battle. We are in a battle. Here's Steve Hilton talking about something else you're paying for, Californians. Beauty treatments for male inmates who identify as women.
Here's one that we've uncovered. Prisoners in California prisons, trans prisoners, the ones that Kamala took such great pride in giving them what they wanted at the taxpayers' expense, they now get sent to beauty treatments. Beauty treatments for trans prisoners. Leg waxing, you name it. This is real. And there's much more to uncover. 2 months ago, I set up Cal Doge to dig into all this. We're doing it, Rufo's doing it, James O'Keefe, Nick Shirley, of course, the Vice President Fraud Task Force. It's all adding up to total rage building in California. This is what they're doing with our money. We pay the highest taxes in the country for the worst results, and now we know why. This is where it's going. It's another reason why I'm really confident I'm going to kick them out this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what the Democrats are doing in California to stop the exposition of fraud? They've come up with this thing called the Nick Shirley Act, which would make citizen journalism a crime. This is, obviously an affront to the First Amendment. It will be stopped. Harmeet Dillon's going to be going after that. Here's Carl DeMaio talking about this.
Mia Bonta has the bill, Assembly Bill 2624, the Stop Nick Shirley Act, that would criminalize citizen investigative journalists who go out to a building.
I told you it was good versus evil, right? Remember when they censored our speech and called it disinformation and misinformation and came up with the Department of Disinformation? With an insane, psychotic cat lady in charge of it, and we said no. Remember that? That's what this is. This is This is the kind of stuff that civil wars are based
in
on.
LA, like my colleague, Miss Macedo. And they find 93 fake hospices. Or when Nick Shirley went to Minnesota and found the Somali Leering Centers with no daycare clients. Empty buildings. Millions of dollars being fleeced from taxpayers. If Miss Macedo or Mr. Shirley posted a video demonstrating and documenting the evidence of fraud, they would be committing a crime under Assembly Bill 2624.
Unreal.
And Ms. Bonta, read your own bill or stop lying. Read it for yourself. If someone posts a video on the internet, an image of any of these fake hospices, as Ms. Macedo did a couple weeks ago, if CBS News ran a report knocking on the doors of the fake hospices and asking, where are the clients? Where are the nurses? How can you be providing services when literally all you are is a front, a fake organization? And we have the video to prove it. Where are the kids at the Somali Leering Center? You post any of that evidence to substantiate the fraud ring allegations, and you've committed a crime. And my friends, each of you who are reporters, you're not exempt.
Yeah.
Bonta at the hearing said,
Yeah.
no, legitimate journalists are exempt. Do you see an exemption for any organization?
What the hell is a legitimate journalist? A degree makes you a legitimate. If you didn't go to culinary school and you're a chef, does that not make you a chef?
That's a journalist organization? No. It applies to everyone. Anyone who has the video of misdoings, actual fraudster can say, you can't post that. And if you do, I'm suing you, I'm taking you to court and getting injunctive relief. And Miss Bonta is the one giving them the authority.
Yeah, in the state of Virginia, they literally want to make it so you cannot investigate NGOs and charities that get government money for fraud. That's what they want to do, these sick SOBs. Joe Rogan was on his podcast the other day talking about what's happened in Los Angeles, what's coming to New York.
They've destroyed the city so much, you look around and you think, oh, the American dream is broken. Capitalism is broken, but they're the ones that broke it. So if you're just like a young 20-year-old looking around, you're like, oh my God, there's zombies everywhere, rent's so much, all the restaurants are closing. This system doesn't work. But what they're not looking at is who's breaking the system that did work, the one that I grew up in that was so beautiful. Over 100 restaurants in LA have closed this year.
Yeah.
Over 100. And these aren't chains. These are people that put their, life into this. These are chefs, and they can't make it in a place that was a go-to food spot.
Well, where I used to do comedy in Los Angeles on Sunset at the Comedy Store, if you drive down Sunset now, everything is for lease.
Yeah.
It's nuts. It used to be very difficult to get a property on Sunset because it was so valuable. In the 90s and the early 2000s, like everybody wanted to have a restaurant on Sunset. Everybody wanted to have a bar on Sunset because that's where everybody went. There was always cars and it was nice and you could walk on the street. We would walk down to get food. We would go to the stand after we would, the standard rather, after we would go to the I would never walk down that street now.
Yeah, I've got more on this coming on the other side of the break, but this cannot exist with freedom-loving entrepreneurial types like us. We can't exist in the same country. We can't exist in the same country. That has to be defeated. If that wins, the country's over. We're not going to let that happen, are we? No. We're not. We've got that coming up. Also, a New Hampshire college known for its insane leftist classes and degrees that are worthless has to shut down. That's some good news. On the other side of the break, don't go anywhere. Hey guys, it's Carson. If you are on Medicare or about to be, you could be overpaying right now and never know it. Here's why. Millions of seniors are in a plan that doesn't fit their needs. Because Medicare is complicated, many brokers just steer people into plans that pay them the most. That's absurd. That is so absurd, I decided to write a little slogan for it. Medicare sure ain't fair, and choosing a plan is a bear. Pick a plan with a broker if you dare, and you might end up with a scare. Okay, listen, it's a little rough. You need to know about Chapter. They're the only national advisor that looks at every plan in the country, matches your doctors, your prescriptions, and your situation to a plan that fits your needs. With Chapter, you'll see what a plan actually costs when you need it, not just the $0 some plans advertise. Your doctors are covered and your prescriptions are too. You'll have confidence you have the coverage you need. A call with Chapter is free, takes about 20 minutes. If you're turning 65 or already on Medicare, call 27 Medicare. Again, that's 27 MEDICARE. Call 27 Medicare today. Hey guys, it's Rob Carson for Ethos. I've worked very hard to get where I am today. I want the best for my kids. Both of my kids got kind of kicked in the teeth from COVID protocols. My son missed 2 years of college, my daughter high school. A good deal of their lives will be spent making up for time away from classes and friends. When I'm gone, I want them to be able to live a great life and have kids. That's why I have life insurance. This is why you need to purchase life insurance from Ethos. Ethos helps provide financial security. Ethos protects your loved ones. In as little as 10 minutes, you can have life insurance. For me, it was almost instant. All you have to do is answer a few health questions online to get the ball rolling. Protect your family with life insurance from Ethos. Get up to $3 million in coverage in as little as 10 minutes. Go to ethos.com/Newsmax. That's the code, ethos.com/Newsmax. Application times and rates may vary. That's ethos.com/Newsmax.
Two girls that Swalwell groped before. They say there's 50, maybe more. It's a sordid tale. Eric should be in jail for all the girls he groped before. It finally forced his resignation. He left the Congress in disgrace. And now we have an explanation why female staffers carried mace. To all the girls that he attacked, and to the women who fought back, Swalwell needs to pay. Arrest Eric today for all the girls that he attacked.
Hey guys, it's Rob Carson for Relief Factor. There's a reason why at my age I can still crush it at the gym, carry an armchair by myself, or do any home improvement project without pain during or after, and that's Relief Factor. When it comes to supplements, the two things that matter most, it works and you trust it. Relief Factor was created by a combat-wounded Vietnam veteran. He decided to become a doctor simply to help people, to heal them. If pain is holding you back, find out why so many people, including me, make Relief Factor a part of their daily routine. Try the 3-week quick start today. Go to relieffactor.com. That's relieffactor.com. Or call 800-4RELIEF. That's 800-4RELIEF for Relief Factor. Come on. This is not an EV. And it never will be. Come on!
It was normal.
And that's you trained up, ready to go with the sidekick. Imagine a lovely lady that just wants to walk her little dog. The amount of people that are just dog walkers. They're like, I am scared to walk my dog. I won't say.
Talking about life in LA.
It's a newscaster, but I had a newscaster off camera recently and said, everything you're saying is true. She goes, every morning I have to get up at 5 a.m. because it's the safest time for me to do my morning run. Every day, naked zombie. She said, I'm running by a naked zombie trying to. Can you imagine not? You and I don't want to go walk on the street, but just like a woman with their little dog or moms with strollers, and it's across the entire city. I watch news in Spanish where these underpasses in South Central or East LA, these families have been coming to the news and they're like, please, because they're having to take their kids under these underpasses with encampments to get to the schools. It's not just like a Hollywood thing or a Valley thing. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Yeah. It was in Washington, D.C. until Donald Trump came here for his second term, by the way. It's beautiful here now. My gosh, it is absolutely stunning, and the crime has dropped so dramatically. You've got the kids in Anacostia who can ride their bikes without being shot now. It is remote carjackings down 65%, graffiti gone, homeless encampments gone, DuPont Circle, the home over the weekend to at least 500 people having picnics, sitting on the benches, no heroin needles, no shopping carts full of garbage. It really is amazing. No homeless encampments under bridges. There are no homeless encampment across from Union Station, which had become a hellhole that was essentially vacant. And look what happened. And then Donald Trump did the same dang thing to Memphis. So it can be done. It will be done. And these bastions of leftism, these crooked Democrat-run states, then to hell with them. To hell with them. To hell with them. New York City, you made your bed. Lay in it, man. Let the successful people move out, and there you go. I am sorry for those who have to suffer through this, who didn't vote for this nonsense. But we got to nip this in the bud, certainly in Virginia. This fall, you can come and see this glorious city, October 25th through the 29th. We're doing a trip here with me. Cruise and Tours putting it together. If you haven't heard about it, I think you probably have. Going to do the White House Visitor Center, go to the U.S. Capitol building, visit Arlington National Cemetery, see the changing of the guard, stand in awe before the towering figure of Abraham Lincoln, taking the beauty of the legendary memorials with a special nighttime illumination tour. Oh, my goodness, guys. You're going to love this if you've never seen it. I mean, I can't even describe to you what standing at the base of the Washington Monument is like. When I drive across the Memorial Bridge from Arlington National Cemetery across the Potomac to the Lincoln Memorial, and there's a traffic circle around it. I pinch myself, and on the left is the Kennedy Center, and there's the Capitol right there. I mean, I'm seeing this. It's crazy. This city is magical, and it belongs to you and me. And I want you to come and join me this fall, okay? Travelwithrob.net. Travelwithrob.net. This is the trip of a lifetime, and I want you to come here because it's the right time to be here. It's the 250th anniversary of our birth. Donald Trump is the president. We brought NASA back from the dead and sent people around the dark side of the moon. We won both hockey medals at the U.S. Olympics this year. Paralympics, we won a hockey medal from the men's team. There's so much goodness happening. The southern border is closed. We are taking Iran out of power. The Ayatollahs, all of my adult life, have been in charge of Iran, and the people of Iran are going to walk free. Cuba is going to be free. Oh, my God. Look what's happening. Look what's happening. It is a God moment. It is a God movement. And I want you to come here and celebrate with me. Okay? Come here and celebrate with me today. Or not today. This fall. Travelwithrob.net. Here's a number if you want to write it down. Go ahead and grab a pen or whatever, or just put it in your phone right now. Ready? 800-383-3131, 800-383-3131, and travelwithrob.net. And I would do that, and I think we're close to selling out, and we may have to make some more spaces. So there you go. Far left, New Hampshire College in Massachusetts closing permanently amid collapsing enrollment and financial struggles. You know why? Because there's so many people in Gen Z who are graduating with worthless degrees and hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, and I feel bad for them. I feel bad what this country did to Generation Z, shutting down schools for COVID, isolating them, ruining their lives. I really do. My kids are Gen Z. And it is very, very difficult. Very difficult. I know, you know, it's you want to say, oh, you wimps, you know, whatever. A lot of very bad things have happened to Generation Z, and so many of them are fighting back, and faith is coming back and all that. But this university system is a joke. It's left of center. At most universities, 90% plus. Faculty are incredibly left of center, just teaching kids to hate America and graduate with worthless degrees, no jobs, and full of anger and resentment. It's ridiculous. So this in Hampshire College Board of Trustees voted to permanently close the institution this fall. And here is a story about that. And will it come as any surprise that they're shutting down?
Of being a bastion for alternative higher learning. Hampshire College is...
Alternative higher learning means they teach you garbage and life skills that are worthless.
Now winding down for good. Following years of financial struggle and at risk of losing accreditation, the Board of Trustees voted to close the school at the end of 2026. College leaders saying they left no stone unturned, no solution unexplored, and made many sacrifices along the way. On Tuesday, students and staff walked solemnly through campus after learning the news.
So everybody that's more like relative underclassmen is just screwed after the end of this semester.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You're going to be better off.
It just has ended. We don't even get the fall.
One door closes, another one opens.
We only have a couple of weeks to figure stuff out like transferring.
Yeah. Jake Farrell transferred to Hampshire this year.
Why?
Now worries he won't find a college like it anywhere.
Well, good, because you're better off without it.
It's really sad because I think this school has like a great concept and the liberty
it obviously failed
that they give you. And
as long as you're left of center and a communist.
It's really a shame that it didn't work out.
The small college boasts a big list of distinguished alumni. Actors Liev Schreiber, Lupita Nyong'o, and documentary filmmaker Ken Burns.
Ken Burns, who survived on public money his entire career.
Who called its closing an incalculable loss, the reverberations of which will be felt in ways none of us can imagine.
No, not really. It'll be like a fart in a Cat 5 hurricane.
This is very hard.
Longtime faculty members like CJ Gill just starting to grapple with the loss.
I'm at moments feeling grief, and I'm stunned.
Let's get another job.
But I think, I will start to strategize.
Do you know how many radio companies I've worked for that have gone bankrupt? 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 twice, just recently. Here are some of the studies at Hampshire University. Gender and culture in game development. Here's what you need to know. Guys play video games, mostly. All right, there. Wool. There's one called Wool. Okay. Queer university studies. Queer university studies. Man, that's going to get you a job. That is going to. Critical indigenous studies. Global health inequities. Black radical thought. Indigenous nihilism. That's not a waste of money or time. No, of course it is. Economics of multipolarity. Deviant bodies. Queer dance, textile activism, writing disability and illness, who watches The Watchmen, and finally, making brooms, bad news for Democrat women. Because, that's how they get to and from work. Let's take a break and come back. This is The Rob Carson Show. June. It's workout day today. This is the kind of stuff I listen to when I work out, generally. Although there's some lighter songs, like Paolo Nutini, New Shoes, which is this happy little song. I listen to that too sometimes, all of that. But it's a workout day. It's a workout day. I've been lifting weights now. Most of my life, but since I got sober, about 1,000, 1,200 workouts, something like that, and at the big 6-0, I was at the gym the other day. I'm bragging. Look, I'm just going to brag. I'm going to brag because you know what? I want to set an example. Because you know what? I didn't know that I could put on muscle at my age. And this guy was bench pressing 2 plates, unlike Eric Swalwell, which does it to 1 plate, which I can do 25 times, and then do it 20 more, and then do it 15 more, and then do it 15 more. So, that's part of my workout. But I had 2 plates, and then this guy's doing 2 plates, and I said, can you just leave those on? I want to see if I can do it. Because I haven't, I used to warm up with 2 plates when I was 29 years old and do it 20, 25 times, which is NFL kind of stuff, right? And so anyway, I said, okay, I'll try it. I stopped at 17 because my elbow was burning a little bit. I didn't want to injure myself, but I wasn't out of strength. I know, it's crazy. It can be done. Strength training is so important. It's so important to maintaining muscle loss and stopping it, preventing it, and bone loss. It's dramatically important. And it also makes you just feel damn good. It really does. It really makes you feel good. I'm done with that. And I was bragging. Hell yeah, why not? Why would I not brag? Because I'm here to hopefully, maybe, witness to you. Make you go, hey. Maybe you wives look at your husband and say, I want to get your butt to the gym. Let's go. Get some arms on there. You know what? You can do this. You can do this. Also, one other thing, the supplements are good. Glucosamine, chondroitin, collagen. Okay? Those are really good. Rosie O'Donnell, I think she's going to be our crazy cat lady of the day. Turmeric. Do turmeric. Turmeric will change your life. Oh, my God. Okay. Rosie O'Donnell, she's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Here she is, because Democrat men are complete scumbags like Eric Swalwell, she decides that all men suck. Now, of course, she is a lesbian, and she moved to Ireland because Donald Trump won the presidency, and she's nuts. But here she is condemning all men, which, honestly, as a man, well, how about you just kiss my butt? You crazy woman, because you're a crazy woman. And not all women are crazy, but you're friggin' nuts. You're just not even a likable person. You used to do comedy for a living. My God, are you kidding me? Listen to this. Hold on, let me turn this on. Here we go. Listen.
Well, hey everybody, it's me, Rosie O'Donnell, star of the Flintstones.
Which happened 30 years ago.
Yabba dabba do it. Now, can we talk a little bit about Eric Swalwell? I know that guy. In the what kind of way? Like spoke to him on the phone a couple
Well, it certainly wasn't sexually.
Times. Donated money to him, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
And then all this comes out. It's heartbreaking to me. And I wrote him.
Boo friggity who?
I wrote him a little message, and I said, Bill Clinton broke my heart, and now you did too. The conclusion I've come to, men suck. Men suck.
No, just Democrat men in power. So honestly, screw you. You know what? Men don't suck. Men are great fathers. Men built the damned house you live in. Men do all the offshore fishing. Men do all the high-rise welding. Men do all the heavy lifting. Sorry, we just do. I just explained that a couple minutes ago. There's nothing wrong with being a man. Men don't suck. Women don't suck. You know who do suck? Liberal men and women. They kind of suck because they're super negative. They're awful people. They look at you with envy, and they hate you for your success. So if you're going to say suck, men don't suck. Women don't suck. Women are great mothers. Women are great workers. Women are great minds. Women are this and that. We are. And men, certainly, toxic masculinity doesn't exist. And if you think it does, toxic femininity does too, because toxic femininity almost ruined our country, almost ruined our military. So there. Here's a little more cray-cray. You ready for some more cray-cray from Rosie? Here she is. And this is the greatest. Are you ready for this? This is a blessing. She says that she is so nuts, she's no longer going to talk about Donald Trump. And she's encouraging other crazy people to do the same thing.
Yes, honey, I saw your thing, and I had just come from therapy, and my therapist...
Oh, my God, really? Why do you need therapy? You're so filthy rich. You have none of the poor people problems in your life. You don't have a job. But she goes to therapy because, well, she's nuts.
Saying the same exact thing, that, grief is a positive thing to go through with all that's happening now.
This isn't grief. This is obsession.
In our country, and rage is not. So to give this narcissist no power is the only thing that's going to affect him. None. Do not say his name. Do not.
He's Voldemort.
And I heard what you said loud and clear, and I'm like, good for you. And I love your posts. I think you're very poignant and very inspiring, and thank you for doing them. Thank you.
I don't know about you, but I'm calling that a victory. I'm calling it a victory. That's fantastic. Here's our crazy cat lady theme song from Jim Gossett.
Well, they have a lot of cats, and they're all Democrats. We call them Karens.
Oh, my God, they're going to shut themselves up. Whoa!
They have a whiny voice. They are all pro-choice and mostly barren.
Thank God.
They're cat ladies. Whoa, 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 they're cat ladies. Talking about some miserable ladies who have clearly lost their minds. These Karens don't like ice. They often pay a price, mistakes they're making.
Yeah, so do their parents.
Karenism is their curse. Could go to jail or worse for their law breaking. They're cat ladies. Don't have a child, they're cat ladies.
Woof.
Talking about some miserable ladies who are out of their mind.
Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show. All right, kids. What do we got here, Wild Bill West? Love the cat lady song. I know it's great, isn't it? I came up with that, and Jim wrote it. Produced it. Remove the ugly, nasty picture. Oh, yeah, let me do that. I'm sorry, I apologize. Get rid of her awful person. There, bye. Shlabidi-boo. Carrie Corley was a bodybuilder for 5 years. Awesome. Look, you can't really see it, but I have dancing pectorals. Here, let's see. Ready? Dancing. Here we go. Can you see? Here. Look at this right here. I have the dancing pectorals. I didn't have them for a while. Now I do. Got some guns. All of that stuff. Need to work on the body fat content. I'm working on that. Anyway. That picture of Rosie just broke my computer monitor. I apologize. I take turmeric daily. Good for you. Yeah, turmeric is really good. It's listen. Do you hear any noise? Do you hear any noise in these knuckles? Do you hear any noise in these arms? No, I don't make any noise. A little bit when I get up, but my joints are fantastic. It's amazing. It's anti-inflammatory. So there you go. Sandra Pascal says, hello, great show. Don Estuk is over there in Camano Island, Washington on the Twitter. Thanks for joining me, guys. Twitter's starting to pick up a little bit. We have giant numbers. People just don't get involved in the text in the chat over there. So, you might head over there and just, say hi to everybody and welcome them if you're on another platform. What's up, Brother Rob? And good afternoon, fellow patriots and residents. There you go. That's from Jellyfish Hunter. Good to see you. Thanks for watching. I'm going to Rehoboth this weekend. Yay, I can't wait. Oh, my God. Can't wait. Oh. I got something coming up here.
Gonna have about 320 here.
Coming up, Candace Owens is insane. I know it's not going to come as a surprise, but this, if you had any doubt, my God. Have you signed up for Birch Gold's Learn and Earn event? If you've considered adding gold to your portfolio or silver, whatever, I would consider doing so because it's gone up 12,000% since 1971, while your dollar has declined in purchasing power 80%. So, like Ron Swanson, get some gold. Ron Swanson from Parks and Recreation, he has gold. And if you want to learn about it, they're doing a learn and earn event at Birch Gold where you can learn more about it, and they won't pressure you. They'll just say, here's what you can do, and here's how you can do it, and blah, 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 and here's how it's done. And it ends at the end of this month, which is 14 days, 2 weeks from now. So get on it right now. They'll just text you some information. You can get online for this course, and it's really going to be good for you. It's really, really going to be good for you. And you won't end up with a worthless degree or student debt. So text my name, Rob, to 989898. Rob, to 989898 for Birch Gold. Get signed up for Learn and Earn, will you? Candace Owens, she says that Erica Kirk is a robot.
AmFest is when we realized that something very disturbing is happening in America. I think that we are fighting machines. I think that these people are not humans, that they're sentinels that maybe look like humans. They don't know how to behave like humans. Are you just surrounded by robots? Are you a hybrid, Erica? Answer yes or no.
I'm telling you, I don't even think these people are human. Like, I look at Elon Musk and Sam Altman and Peter Thiel, and I'm pretty sure they're hybrid. You know what I mean? Like, they just look like an Apple software that I should be able to download at night, you know? Like, when my phone's getting an update or something. It's something in the eyes. Like, I don't know. I'm like, I know I'm human, but I don't know if I stabbed you if you bleed, you know?
There's a reason why this show is number 10 in the country as a podcast for political commentary, and rising, by the way, because people like her are self-immolating. Same goes with Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly to some degree. So there's that. There's that. I'm crazy, but in a good way. Robot. I kind of wondered about Elon Musk, but he's a genius. He is the greatest genius who's lived while we're alive. I mean, it's just the case. I don't even care if he's a cyborg. Who the hell cares? I don't even care. That's going to do it for the show today. Check out the podcast, which is gigantically popular. Go to your usual podcast platform, subscribe, Spotify, click on the little bell, ding, and make us number one. We're going to be number one. God bless you. America's founded Donald Trump and the great job he's doing making America greater than it's ever been. Our military that's kicking butt. And until tomorrow, which is by the grace of God is Friday, do not catch the stupid. I'll see you then.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.